And hello, everybody. We are here with the Go Mode Podcast Mentor Tournament 2025. We are in week, 3 now it is, where we have a couple of 0-2 runners, but they are doing their best. Going today, we do have Furious Prince with their mentor Iceman and runner Pwaaaaa with their mentor Esmar going tonight. I am Sawyer, and I am joined in the booth by Scanlor. Hi, Scanlor. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm actually really excited about these races. I think the mentor tournament is one of the best things this community has done. You are in the mentor tournament as well, right?
I am. I'm 2-0 currently, which is fortuitous for sure, but
Nice.
we'll take
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It does look like our runners have been let loose, so they're going to go ahead and get started here shortly. It is an open mode. What's your preferred starting route?
I'm an Uncle Start guy.
All right.
I just try to get as much in the way of equipment for Kakariko Village. So I try to find bombs, try to farm money, things like that, just to make it a little bit easier.
Nice. It looks like our runners are agreeing with you on this too, because they are going to Uncle Start as well. It looks like one of them missed the sign to go ahead and kill the blue guards. The other one hit the red guard, basically Usain Bolt when they wake up. So it looks like they'll have to kind of kill these green guards, and that's a nice
good
glove.
find.
Yeah,
that's a good find.
Now we're looking for bombs. We can do back of escape with that glove.
Yeah, I didn't see either one of them pull the tree either after killing one of the guards.
And I think that's okay, because there are a couple of trees if you're coming over to Sanctuary here and you're on your way over to. There are a couple of trees to go through Lost Woods and get that. It's just going to take a little bit of time, and then we're still going to have to save quick and come back over here to escape. So looks like both even on money, 41 rupees each. Both runners going through, and I do know that we did get a map check with earlier from our Furious Prince runner, Eastern and Desert being crystals with Eastern and Tower Hera with crystals, with Desert being a red pen.
Okay, that's not too bad. The more crystals in the light world, the better for me.
Everybody's gonna enjoy the crystals in the light world, because if you can skip some dungeons in the dark world, you're pretty good on that. But
absolutely, I think that was a piece of heart up on Lumberjack Ledge.
That is what I saw as well. Looks like we can get a confirmation from Pwaaaaa on that. It looks like Furious Prince is like, we're gonna take one pixel and decide what it is.
Gotta go fast, right?
There's only one speed that we do here, and that definitely is a piece of heart.
Oh, all right. I was gonna say I would grab that. So nice early money.
And that right there is good. That's gonna help you do Kakariko, do Bottom Merchant, buy bombs, and you're gonna have 10 bombs going wherever you want to go.
Yeah, we just found bombs at the drop down spot, so we've got enough to at least get to the village.
It's like hashtag never punished, right? And one thing, just for your knowledge too, if you're gonna get that single tree and you're doing Uncle Start, try to kill 4 enemies, because the next break for tier 2 and tier 3 on your way to Kakariko and do tree pulls is 4 enemies, so that way you can see what your next tier is. It doesn't look like either runner had done that, and unfortunately, Pwaaaaa just went to the side that had the thief and lost 2 of their bombs, which could make this a little interesting for Well and Blind's Hut.
Yeah, I mean, he did get that 300 rupee in the mushroom spot, so he can buy bombs. It's just it'll be a little bit slower if he doesn't find them.
Yeah, and definitely going back to Blind's Hut to do it, or even to Well from anywhere, and then having to go back down to race game is something that you don't really want to do. It does look like there won't be any bombs in Blind's Hut. One thing you could have done to mitigate that is probably hit the well first, and that way it's like not as punishing to go into the well if you not you go back to Blind's Hut later. But we are rich. We are definitely rich now.
Yeah, that was another 300 in the well, and bombs, plenty of bombs.
A bow? Like, what is happening here?
Free seed.
Free, absolutely free. And then I
don't blame Pwaaaaa for going to buy the bombs. I might have checked the well potentially just in case, but
which there were bombs in there too. And I don't know if this merchant has a great business plan, giving 50% back every time he gets 100. It's like, here you go, have fun.
At 4th of July sale, if you're in the States.
Man, maybe I can buy an air conditioner with it with how hot it's been lately.
Yeah, no kidding.
So we have the runners kind of going, do their standard starts, do the uncle, go into CAC at the moment. With the bow, if you know the dark rooms, you can do Eastern. Where would you go if we don't find anything else from this situation?
I would probably still go to the south, check the dam, probably check Mini Moldorm Cave, just to try to make Eastern a little bit easier with either a lamp or a sword to try to get through those dark rooms a little bit easier.
Yep. I'll also say fire rod's also going to help make that too.
Yep, that could work too. Absolutely.
And we do still have that glove, and now that we have bombs, I wouldn't be surprised to see one runner just immediately save and quit after a race game here and go straight to the back of escape. Like, knocking those 3 out and seeing if you get a key or a map in the back is going to help you know what you need to do in the front too, and how much to prioritize it.
Absolutely. Yeah, whenever I get a glove, I'm always immediately thinking back of escape. But I do like this play to check the shovel spot while you're over here from FP.
Absolutely. Almost saved me to quit out of it, and then saw that, oh yeah, I have a shovel from the tracker that you have reminded on there. And since Pwaaaaa had to kind of double back a little bit, that's just a small reason why they're just a touch later to the race game and shovel spot.
Yeah, that's not insurmountable by any means, though.
We're still early in the seed, and as expected, back of escape seems to be the first choice for Prince.
Yep, I like that play. As you mentioned, it's pretty quick way to get 3 checks. It looks like Pwaaaaa is going, I think, south.
And I don't know if they realize that they had the shovel. They may take that gamble a little bit here. We know that they're not going to get anything, but that could be something that's in the back of their mind for most of the team.
Yeah, I mean, they could be trying to chain it with Stumpy. But I would just get it done early.
Absolutely.
Particularly when you're still looking for 2 items for Dark World access.
Exactly. We're now being joined by Pwaaaaa, with Pwaaaaa to Furious Prince. Oh my gosh, that English is horrible. But but we're now going to get some dual dam checks. I know of some runners that do like to not isolate Agina, and they'll take dam over to Agina spot here, especially if you're going to go over there and get that heart anyways. It's not a bad option, and it looks like Pwaaaaa is going to go ahead and just go straight to Mini Moldorm Cave. One of the reasons for that is to try to avoid orphaning any of the checks or isolating any of the checks. So let's see what Furious Prince is going to do as well.
Yeah, I mean, it almost makes sense to me anyways. If you're going to go get that item, you might as well just keep going left and head into desert. But with 5 items over here, I don't blame anybody for trying to do this as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. And I think we just found out with the prize packs that the prize packs of the mini Moldorms here, and they're a pain with air. I think mini Moldorms are one of the worst bosses other than Dead Rocks, but you know, whatever. We just found out that they're actually part of the good variety pack, which is the heart, fairy, magic, I think it's money, then arrows, then bombs. Or the bombs and arrows can be switched. And there is mitts, so both getting mitts around the same time. That will help us a little bit later too. They'll be able to use all that stuff whenever they can.
Yeah, now we're just looking for that pearl.
Hmm? This is such a horrible walk when you're on just green mail and 2 hearts or 1 heart from that bird that Prince had. This is so like nerve-wracking.
Very nerve-wracking because the worst is when you get all the way over and it's sniped by a crab right at the end.
Yep, and the crabs, they like to like skitter along, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm gonna go one direction. And it's not a great song either, so.
Oh, I thought that bomb was gonna get him. This is
same
dangerous.
here.
All right, we're good. We're good.
And there's
he's gonna be glad that he waited.
Yeah, because the last locating this would be extremely not good.
Yeah, because I mean, at least for me, if I died right there, I'm not walking all the way back. Not anytime soon.
And I will say this: there's one thing that Pwaaaaa does have is that mirror. You're gonna save like only 3 or 4 seconds, but every time you go to Sanct, if you just talk to either Zelda or the priest, and then mirror, you're gonna go straight to the front of the room. You don't have to walk through there. So.
I mean, it's not something you see a lot early in a seed necessarily, but it is good to know.
And then I think there may just be a little bit of a slight. Got that bee kind of bugging you a little bit, but you just have to open that bottom rock there, and then you're kind of right there. I believe Pwaaaaa thought they might have had boots or could have done King's Tomb with these mitts, so that they were hoping to get that done.
Yeah, but good job remembering to go back, though. Yes. That's a spot, if you don't do it right away, you could easily forget about it.
And from what we saw on Prince's side, we did see that there was a map in the first chest of escape, and Pwaaa's side we saw a key. So now we know Dark Cross is an item. We know that Zelda sells an item, and as the boomerang chest too.
Yeah, I wonder if the runners will try Dark Cross in the dark.
Would you?
Not without a sword. I need something. I need
Yeah.
something to get through the room, so I kind of know where I am.
And that's a very, very valid concern too. Like, I need something to at least show where I'm at. One thing you can use, hook shot.
Yeah, I mean, I give you the hook shot, boomerang.
Something, just something. Give us something that we can see in the dark. We'll be able to do it.
We got our Sahasrahla check over on Pwaaa's side.
And good on so far good on Pwaaaaa to not like talk to Saha.
Oh wow, flippers and hammer.
He is loaded for bear.
Hiding the goods in his back room.
And with this amount of money, I would say that there's probably something in the Zora area too, or maybe something on Zora. And it does look like we're gonna take our bow and head on back to the dark rooms over here and see what Dark Cross may be. And using the bow, yeah, I like that.
He's got to be careful. He only has 9 arrows, though.
Yeah, I think you're like you just kind of need 1 or 2. I may be taking a little bit more damage here just to kind of get through these rooms, like damage boost through the rat. But it looks like they got through the snake room, so that's good.
We have Pwaaaaa heading into Eastern with their bow, which is good. It's a crystal dungeon you can clear if you can get through that dark room.
And now we're at half heart. Unfortunately, we did take a death on Dark Cross. I do like the attempt. I thought that was pretty awesome.
No, I mean, like I said, I'm too scared to do it. So good on them for giving it a try.
And when I was a mentee back in 2022, I now should have been like, get off my lawn. But I was too scared to do that too, even with like a sword or anything. So it makes sense. So
I'm guessing Furious Prince will probably head over to Hashelman and Eastern as well.
Mhm. See, this is where a lot of runners too. One thing I do want to point out is that Pwaaaaa spent some time in that the room with the 5 pots. If you go ahead and just hit the middle pot and then open the switch and go to the chest, if you hop down from that chest and go to the right, there are 3 pots underneath the chest. Like, you don't see them, but they're there, and they do have hearts under them, so it's a little faster to do that. And
I learned that. I was watching somebody do some kind of pottery lottery seed.
Yep.
And there was something under there. I don't remember what, but I was floored. I didn't even know they were there. So it is good to know.
I think I learned that they were there one time when I was doing a pottery lottery type seed, and all of a sudden I'm like missing the hammer or pearl that was under there. So
that's something you'll never forget if it happens.
exactly. And we do have Pwaaaaa using their knowledge, hopefully for the dark rooms. Having the hammer and a bow kind of helps with that, especially when you already have 20 arrows.
Yeah, I mean, at least for me, this is, I think, either the first or second set of dark rooms that I learned were in Eastern. Absolutely. It was Eastern and the mountain climb.
That's pretty typical. So it's good on you to know those two, especially since they open up so many doors for you.
It looks like they got through the dark room, no problems.
Mm-hmm. And that is one spot where you may want to change to your bow, like kill the ropa that's in there, and then you can just kind of outpace those the anti-fairies, because now we're sitting here with maybe 3.5 hearts, 4.5, yeah, 3.5 hearts, and we could damage boost, but it looks like we're gonna go ahead and do the let's kill everything in the room and then let the anti-fairies go off.
Yeah, well, when they came in, they were on, I think, 1.5 hearts, so they needed to at least grab the hearts.
Absolutely, and I think this is a good alternative plan here too. Whatever you're most comfortable with is the most optimal plan that you have going on right now, right? That's what you want to work.
Yeah, there's not a lot of sense in trying something new in a race, at least in my opinion.
Absolutely. I mean, I need you to try a whole bunch of new stuff tomorrow in a race, though. But
all the dark rooms.
All the dark rooms.
I wonder if they can get back. Oh, took a death in the dark room.
I think using the hammer there might have been a little bit unoptimal, suboptimal, using the arrow, like trying to use the bow. But I do like that these runners are taking the attempts to try to get these dark rooms done as much as possible.
Yeah, they're going for it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. And that's what this tournament's about. Like, this is meant to be, hey, I have somebody with me. They can talk me through things. I can tell you that sometimes they can talk me down from being tilted and such like that. I do see that Pwaaaaa is going to go ahead and take this hammer and this mirror and everything and go up to the mountain. And it looks like we did have a little bit of a death in the back of, or before they got to the big key chest of Eastern. But we have a little bit of a divergence here too. It looks like Furious Prince might be taking might be going to Igina, or they're going to go ahead and take this these flippers and go over to do the Witch's Hut and get to the Zora area this way.
Yeah, I don't see that portal used a lot, so it's good to know that if you need to get over there quickly,
yeah,
it's right to the south of Link's house.
Absolutely, and this port, there's like a couple main portals that you want to do. It's like this portal takes you over to. Okay, that's impressive. Just using
they got through with a hammer.
That's the hammer. They are doing very well with this hammer, making sure that they know what their tools are. There's 10 arrows over there, but There's 3 portals, like basically 3 portals you really want to keep an eye out for. The one south of Link's house, where that was just shown to get to the mushroom turn-in spot of the witch's hut. There's also the portal that's right here that he just walked by, that Furious Prince just walked by, and there's the lamp. And
there's the lamp.
Yeah, there's a portal that he'll kind of show right down there. That is actually over by Ice Red Cave. All right, that's below Ice Palace. And the portal that's by Ice Red Cave is actually south of Lumberjack Ledge. And nice
That's
rod.
a nice rod.
Jeez. They're getting a whole bunch of goodies.
I wish I had this many items this early in the season. Interestingly, though, no swords.
Right?
They've got a whole lot of items and no swords.
We don't need to worry about the swords too much until we get the boots. And then the moment we get the boots, that's when I really, really want the sword. That's fine. It's fine right now. It's fine right now. Getting a 10% rebate from Zora that you don't even need to mail in. And with us knowing where that lamp is, right? Like, if the big key is not here, this is going to be another trip up the mountain for Pwaaaaa. Because the big key would be in the basement, right? That's something that they're going to have to kind of come back and forth. And that's just maybe a little bit of a time loss that I'm not sure if they're recognized. And we don't have to worry about it. That they didn't recognize that they had the flippers and a whole bunch of money kind of pulling them over.
Yeah, that's the danger you run into when you try to kind of break the logic a little bit. Because I know I've run seeds where, like, especially when Specky Clip came out to get through Swamp without the hammer.
Yep.
I'm going through Swamp, having a great time. I don't have the hammer, and it's the only thing I'm looking for, and I'm digging through Swamp. Not even realizing. But
I can tell you that you're not the first person to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't be the last person either.
Exactly.
It's one of those things that ever since then I'm try to be very mindful of when I'm straying from the logic and what the possible implications are.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think there are some runners that we do have the bow, and if we're not as strong in the dark rooms as we would like to be yet, and it's absolutely not a knock on anybody at all. Saving and quitting out of the Saha's hut actually isn't a bad idea, because you might find your progression from there anyway.
Well, I thought we were gonna get a bomb jump here on Pwaaa's side.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen that. Yeah, but without a sword and without a way to dash, turn, and everything like that, I don't actually mind just going up there.
That's
true. I'm good. I'll just do it the vanilla way.
Plus, if you miss that, you fall 2 floors, don't you?
Yes, you fall all the way down to the first floor, yeah. And with that, I believe we've already seen the map and the compass, so there is something in the basement here. We're going to see a wonderful hammer attempt at Moldorm. I love seeing this. Vanilla way, the NMG way is with a sword. We don't have that yet. But the only other weapon that does hurt Moldorm is this hammer. And I'm really glad that we're going to... Like, seeing these attempts and not having any fear is really awesome.
Yeah, I was not this brave when I first started doing this. I would look for everything.
Right?
Give me gold sword for Moldorm, please.
Give me gold sword for everything, please.
Yeah, fair point.
Being patient is what you want to do on this fight too, so I'm glad that, like, having him be in that death corner, you just want to kind of bait him out a little bit, and that was a nice clean
That was
fight.
a well done fight on Pwaaa's side. So that is the first crystal on the board for Pwaaaaa.
23 minutes. That's really good, actually. So that's really nice to see. Excuse me. We do know where the lamp is. I don't think we got all 3 items out of Eastern yet. But
yeah, I think there is an item on the Armos Knights.
And we're gonna go ahead and get our first check over here on this side of the mountain. I hate this side of the mountain. Like, we named our league team after just this side of the mountain, honestly.
All good things, I'm sure. Oh, that's a flute.
And nice flute. That's actually kind of interesting. Because unfortunately, neither of our runners did a map check when they were doing the free walk over to Spectacle Rock. So we're still not sure if we need it or not. And we do have a comment in chat too that flute does have logical implications about this. That you know that the lamp is not your logical way up, or that lamp is the logical way up the mountain. So you're not going to have that.
Ooh, tough fall after 2 hammer hits.
It's all good. It's all good. Just get back on the horse.
Yep, that's all you got to do.
And run away, because apparently that's what you like to do. Now, what do you think that Pwaaaaa is doing here?
Looks like they're setting up for Super Bunny.
They could be setting up for Super Bunny. I do agree with that, because that is you're still going to get the 2 checks here, which is what they're just going to automatically do. What I would like to see next time, though, is if you mirror in front there and you do the 7 chests in Paradox Cave, you may get the hook shot and you may get the Moon Pearl, so you don't have to really do this here, right? So that way, also you're pretty close to dying with this 1 heart. So hopefully he does go back to check out the Paradox Cave there too.
Yeah, we see Furious Prince going back into Hera Basement with that lamp.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna clear it out completely, which I generally agree with, particularly this early in a seed.
Absolutely. If you don't have Pearl yet at this point, then this might be a conversation between Esmar and Pwaaaaa going, all right, where do I go now from here?
Yeah, this is a really good spot to kind of reset and kind of take stock of what you have left and where you think you should go.
Absolutely. Oh, and we're getting a clutch fairy. Come on, fairy.
Ooh, that is nice.
Yeah.
The only downside to doing Hera Basement right now is you have to walk back out.
He has the mirror, though. So he'll be able
he does have the mirror. That's right. Never mind.
They're not punished because it was just, a heart, I think. But
I think it was a full heart.
Yep, so not punished. And there's the Pearl.
In 7-item cave?
Yep, and in the 2 chests of the Paradox Cave. So it doesn't really change much with Super Bunny, but if there's hookshot in here, then you're going back and forth to do hookshot cave too, and get your flute. Also, we're back to Troll Dorms, and that was
handled pretty well though.
Really well, yeah. We got Furious Prince going through, just kind of doing the following stuff right now, mainly because the time difference of where both these runners are at is from that Zora shack where our lamp's going to be. I wouldn't be surprised to see. I don't know, actually, with that Pearl, it's going to be interesting to see when Pwaaaaa gets over there.
Yeah, because that's going to open up pretty much all of the Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that the Flippers checks are going to be prioritized.
Yep. We did take a death at the top of Paradox Cave. Those Moldorms they do 1 heart of damage when you're on green mail. They are not kind.
Yeah, and the hammer hitbox is wonky at best, so it's a bad combo for sure.
Exactly. And we do see
the ice rod.
Magic yeah, we got the ice rod coming out.
Okay, I like that.
Now, I think at this point with what Pwaaaaa just went through and getting Moldorm right there, I think I'd be out of here. I think what the thought process here is to go ahead and take a look at what Turtle Rock entrance is and what you need to get into it. But you already know you're going to have to come up here with the flute, right? You can't really do Spike Cave because you don't have enough hearts. You don't have a safety. This is really just I'm going to go see what Turtle Rock is. It's the only thing that you have available to you up here right now. Because you can't do anything in Hookshot Cave either. I think I would just be like, I'm out of here. I can't do anything. I'm going to go and do something.
Grab that flute, though, right?
Oh, you can actually grab the flute because you have the mitts. I'm sorry. Good call. Which is going to help you.
So that's, I mean, that to me, that would be worth it. But yeah, there's not much else you can do.
Sorry, I'm thinking just Hookshot Cave. I totally forgot about
a big item.
Yes. And look at these mentees teaching us mentors what's going on. Why am I even here?
Yeah, if you could forget this tomorrow morning, that'd be really awesome.
We got a kind of a quick check there. It looks like we do have a green pendant ice palace, Skullwoods is a red, and Turtle Rock as a red crystal, and Turtle Rock as the other red blue pendant.
And the entrance to Turtle Rock was the Bombos medallion.
Exactly, which as a pendant we're not too worried about, but hopefully we won't have to go in there.
Yeah, pendant TR is not the play anybody wants to make.
No.
Yeah, so it looks like both runners are going to grab that flute and probably immediately activate it.
That's pretty good too, especially since you have the flute and a bottle to Sick Kid, and then you have pretty much you can go in and do all of these now. I do want to see when Pwaaaaa is actually going to do a map check. They haven't quite done that yet, and with the lamp that Furious Prince does have, like there's just a couple more options with the flute, hammer, glove, and pearl that they have, because now Eastern and Pod can be combined. We're going to be doing Thieves Town as well. And we're also going to check what Desert and Mire area too with this flute, hopefully. So there's just a lot more options with this many items to be able to do, whereas Quad might more than likely will probably need that flute at this level too. Did you know that if you press the L and R at the same time on either the flute or the shovel, it goes back and forth?
Yep, the quick swap, I call it. I don't know if that's the official term, but
the QQS.
That sounds way better than quick swap.
Yeah, the QQs. No, why are you crying?
Yeah, just 10 arrows from Sick Kid. So where is Furious Prince going to go? Right to Mire?
Yep. I like this.
That.
Yeah. Well, why do you like this?
I like it. I just like information. So especially with Mire being a crystal, I want to know what I need, what medallion I need to get in there.
Information is power. And it looks like we are double bombos today.
So that's good. They only need to find one medallion. There's the map check on Pwaaa's side, so they're going to see
Mire is the other red crystal, so that means we know that Fire Rod and at least Bombos are not behind the pyramid. We got a little more divergence here. We do have Pwaaaaa in Village of Outcasts right now, doing the overworld checks. Checkerboard being nothing, with Furious Prince doing the Mire, and then kind of heading out of here.
Yeah. I would go right to Village of Outcasts from here. But it looks like they're going to go into Desert, so... Oh no,
I'm going to go get those first.
Yep. Yep, that's a good check. I mean, if you were going to do that, I might have just mirrored and walked back, but it amounts to the same thing. You're gonna go get those boots.
I think at that point, like, if you're already over at Checkerboard Cave and you're not planning on going into the desert, like, fluting over to do that is not that bad. I do like the fact that we're gonna get these boots because, you know, I may have a thing for casual boots and boots Mondays and stuff like that. So I'm really glad to see this. But now that I have the boots, I really want to do this. So I really want a sword.
Yep. Because now you still need to be careful on where you're gonna dash.
Exactly.
Because you can't hit anything still.
And especially since you're gonna go into Dark World too, like you're still on Green Mail. Everything in Dark World does at least 2 hearts of damage.
Yeah, and it's not the most healthy seed. I mean, they're on 7 and 5 hearts respectively. So.
Yep. And they did skip one full heart inside Spec Rock, which I think is a smart play. It's just we're gonna go ahead and be inside Thieves Town hoping for a sword, or we're gonna be doing Hammer Blind, which I know I wasn't doing in week 3 of the Mentor tournament back then.
I would not be doing Hammer Blind if I could avoid it. I mean, sometimes you can't, I guess, but I wouldn't be looking to do it.
So this also is the other option that you kind of have too. You know that Pod and Eastern are crystals, right? You have everything to beat both of them, plus you also have the mirror. Going into Pod, given there's 5 items in Pod in the open mode, I really like this option too.
Yep. It's definitely a good play, and they're both crystals, so you're knocking out progression, which is always good.
Absolutely. And here's one of the things. Here's one of the things too. We kind of talked about it before we went live. I know you don't have a sword yet, but there are so many dash lines in just this area alone that you really should be using the boots as much as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I
save you a lot of time, but in a race, I've seen races decided by 2-3 seconds.
Absolutely. I mean, I kind of get, once you get Kiki, you really don't want to get hit. I mean, it's only 10 rupees, not the end of the world, but I kind of get being careful at that point. But leading up to that, dash away.
And there's our boots right into a bonk, and that's absolutely okay. you just gotta test to make sure they're sturdy. That's all you have to do.
Calibrate that speed. That's all you gotta do.
Oh,
Fire Rod. Still can't do Skull Woods yet because no sword, but that is a good find.
That is a good, especially since you haven't found the lamp yet. Like, that's the Eastern finish if you can get the Fire Rod shots correctly.
Yeah, that one's not too bad. For me, at least, I just hold right, going out of the doorway and fire.
You can also move up a little bit. If you have 3 shots, you can just fire up 3 times. And there's a torch that's at the top there too. So you have 2 ways to go about it. And looks like Smith has a heart, so we're now up to 7 and 6 respectively.
We're gonna get a magic bat check on Pwaaa's side.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing the.
They don't have the powder.
Okay, I've not actually seen Vegeta Sprite before, but him going Super Saiyan with the blue mail is pretty awesome.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I was looking at Pwaaa's side, and I look over, and all of a sudden he's blonde, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
There we go. We got it. And Pwaaa with the slow hammer pegs.
Just unfortunate, but even if you had boots right now and you were doing these, you don't have the sword, so you're not gonna be able to go.
Yeah, that's true.
So
one thing I did notice, we did get a big key in pod.
Yep.
So that potentially put Hammer Yump into play. We didn't see it, which I don't blame him. It's not the easiest thing to do.
Also with open modes and non-keys modes, like you're gonna get enough keys to open the doors. And actually, the way that you have the keys in the rooms, like this is an item because we had 3 keys, and that's a really nice
good item.
Yeah, that is. Once we get bombos, we can take care of Meyer. I'm not sure I'd do that right now, but
Swordless Meyer, let's go. Actually, you can't even get in. Don't you need a sword for?
You need a sword for it, yeah. Yeah, you need a sword for the medallion. Oh, that's a.
Oh no. That's,
oh no.
Yep. Okay, actually.
I can. I think I can tell. Yeah. Yeah. The portal overrides all that. I don't think it's gonna be there.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. I think if you're gonna commit to this, you go back for it. And I think this is
walk back.
Yeah, you can tell definitely one thing too is that the mentors are also talking with them the entire time, because you can see it on both runners' side where they kind of pause for a second, and then I think what they're doing is they're getting instructions. Like, hey, what am I doing here? What's going on?
I mean, that honestly was one of the biggest adjustments for me at the start of this tournament, was having somebody kind of in my ear talking through things. I'm not used to that.
Yep. I learned last year when I did many races. I did, in my opinion, for me, too many. But I learned that if I stay quiet during a boss fight, things go easier. Like, because that's one thing you're like trying to do. You've been practicing for so long. You've been like, you're now 3 weeks in. You're like, I've been practicing. I'm doing all these things with my mentors. Blah 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 blah. And those bombers are really not great for damage there. But
yeah, I will try to avoid that screen at all costs. If I don't have like a ton of hearts, I will take the extra screen transitions and not even deal with them.
Boots and a sword kind of make things a little easier, obviously, but yeah, they can still peg you from there, and it's not the greatest. And Hype Cave, and there's our bombos.
There's bombos.
So now we need a sword.
At this rate, they might be in sword go mode.
Right? Especially since you need 2 of them to go ahead and kill. I like the use of the mirror to kind of get the iframes and get away from those bombers.
Absolutely.
You're gonna use 2 of them for Ganon. You need to have 2 just to be Ganon. But to get to my point, like, so like we're sitting here, we're being quiet about the boss because you spent the last 3 weeks practicing as much as you possibly can to fight this boss, and you're learning new strats, trying to break things. And then you have somebody like me sitting in your ear going, "Hey, do this, pushing. You gotta push him. You're doing great. Keep it up. Yeah, make sure you hit it. Make sure you hit it." Like, that's a little distracting. So I think most mentors are during boss fights they just stay quiet. I do like the hammer fight so far.
Yep, that's. Don't be careful.
Come on. We just need like 1 or 2 more hits. There we go.
All right, we got it.
little scary there, but I mean, we've got both runners that were in freaking one heart, and we got a potion.
Blue potion. That's a good find.
Would have liked that beforehand, but whatevs.
Better
and a green potion. What is happening?
The potion sink is real.
Now I can just think of like the witch cooking in their kitchen, just like brewing up a potion in like a restaurant triple sink and stuff.
Now I wonder if Pwaaaaa is going to head up to Waterfall Cave and get that lamp.
I think that's the only thing that they can do from here. That does seem to be the case here.
Okay, good. So that's going to put them in a pretty good spot.
it'll be interesting to see where they go from here. I'm not sure if Iceman's doing it, but again, boots. This is a pretty straightforward dungeon where you're kind of just running around for it.
Blue potion refill from the Waterfall Fairy.
Oh, that's even better.
That's nice.
So good, I'm going to come back for seconds. Thanks,
I don't
sir.
blame him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him at all.
I have 3. I want all 3.
Now, I don't think you have to leave that
Nope.
area. I think it just takes a couple of seconds to reset, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, you're just doing a little for Pwaaaaa. You're just going to be doing a little troll dance around until it registers that you've walked away enough and come back. We do have Furious Prince using that mirror and the power of going in between Odd to Eastern, and why a lot of runners like to pair this together, because now they're going to get whatever's in here, doing the damage boost a little bit, and they've kind of said, okay, I tried it. I'm now going to go ahead and
all right, there we go. We got it.
get that. So even if you have 2 hearts here, right? You do have the lamp, but if you also fall down into these pot tier, there are fairies. So I'm gonna see if it looks like 1 heart for Furious Prince is all they're gonna want to get from here and not jump down.
Down with beep strats.
These are the sounds of my people.
Oh, they got a fairy drop anyways. So
Yeah, so I mean,
it works out. Never punished.
what? Yeah, what is this? I can tell that if I was running the seed, that I'd be like just screaming, getting punished all the time.
Where do we think Pwaaaaa is going to go from here?
The world is their oyster right now, I think.
I mean, it looks like maybe Pod Eastern as well.
That could be. There's just so many items over there. Didn't quite realize it. They were gonna walk over there, but then they were like, "Oh yeah, I have the flute," and kind of aggro green guards. And we got the fun times up in this room, the double ready room. If you look at your practice hack, it's not as fun when you don't have the sword to come in and just auto in all those robos.
I've done that with the Cane of Burna sometimes, just because.
I like that fight. That was and we got the Cane of Burna.
Speaking of Cane of Burna.
Yeah, right? It does put the Spike Cave now in logic up in the mountain. That's the only thing that Burna would actually put in logic.
That is my least favorite check in the entire game.
A Man Under the Bridge seems to be my least favorite check. Because that or Pyramid Ledge. I don't know why. They're just blind spots to me. I'm not quite sure what Furious Prince is doing right here, but we're gonna let this run, figure it out. And we do have Pwaaaaa being real gutsy right there, going across that with only one
heart.
Yeah, like ooh.
I would almost take a death right here, unless if you don't want to burn one of your potions.
I think that's
grab
actually
grab the item and take a death.
Very, very smart idea here, because those fireballs do 1 heart damage, right? So you want to make sure you at least get the item first, and since you have boots, you're not gonna be able to go over there. I would have taken a death there because 1 heart is something you don't really want to do when you're walking around here.
It's a pyramid ledge, just a hard piece.
Furious Prince is matching a little bit with our restream background right here. I will say this though, with the way Furious Prince ran out of pod, I think a more optimized way, since you're in Eastern and you have the flute, just flute back to 5 and then just run over that way. Because you can take that portal and then you just run across the bottom, especially with your boots. Walking or running out of pod is pretty slow, right? They don't even want to do that in NMG, but they have to.
But we've got dueling one heart strats.
Sound of my people, I'm in love. I'm in love.
Oh, get in the portal. Okay. I think this heart's in one of those other pots, I believe. Or two of those other pots.
And I this is one of the things when you are on one heart, you tend to take things a little safer. I don't mind that at all. Oh, you're gonna ignore the heart container or heart piece? I think I would have actually taken that one because that was like right there.
Yeah.
Because heart refills in dungeons, especially when we've seen people talk about how they're going to get a heart if they're less than 8. We're still less than 8 on both runner sides.
Good. Pwaaa's got they got a heart there, but they need to be careful in this little hellway here.
Ooh, yeah.
All right.
I don't know if that was intentional. Yeah, that looks like that was intentional. Run up and get the hearts. You could have also fluted to 2 and talk to the witch, or the inside the witch's assistant, and they would have given you hearts too. But apples are one of the things you really don't ever see in random.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw somebody grab those. But that's something that's good to know. That's a pretty deep knowledge of the game, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure exactly if Quad knows how to navigate these rooms, but if you're at this point where you're not quite sure what to do, go ahead and mirror and go back to the front, right? And that's absolutely reset, redo, anything you need to do, just kind of get back to where you were.
Yeah, and it looked like they tried to use bombos, but again, no sword.
Yep.
That hammer hitbox, man, super janky.
It's
particularly going facing up.
Yep, exactly. So much so that in order to do Helma with, you want to try to do a spin speed just to get it like extended to make it a little easier. Okay, so this right here, I'm not quite sure what Furious Prince's mindset is on this. It does look like they were thinking about going to Skull Woods and then heading back to Thieves Town. One of the things you can do, since especially like you don't have a sword, right? So thinking about blind is not the greatest option here, but you did get that blue cane. So let's go ahead and use that blue cane, right? Because that's the thing that's going to protect you and also kill blind at the same time.
Yep, double duty. Yeah, see, I don't even mind even just checking the first 4 and then mirroring out. I think that's a perfectly fine play in this situation for Furious Prince.
Absolutely. Actually, there's a couple, like, not hard rules that people do, but like if you're in the front 4 and you don't like if you have the hammer and you can do all of it, like you're more likely gonna do all of it. It's if you don't have the hammer and you get the big key and small key in the front and like a dungeon item like a map or a compass, there's a high priority that there's something, or high likelihood that there's something in that big chest and you don't really want to leave it behind. So a lot of people do tend to do that too.
Yeah, and again, that's one of those things you just play it by ear. You know, if you get one item in the front, maybe you keep going. You get 2 or 3, maybe you leave and come back later. That is one thing that, at least for me, having a mentor in my ear is very helpful for, is being able to like kind of change stuff on the fly.
Yeah,
and sometimes at least sometimes I get so kind of tunnel vision on, all right, this is the route, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And then an item comes up and you're like, well, that just throw everything out and come up with a new plan on the fly.
I have the mitts and I just found the hook shot in Agina well, all right, I'm gonna go straight to swamp because I can do swamp. It's like you don't have the flippers yet, right? So let's not think about that. But you don't have the lamp or the flute. If you can get through those dark rooms up to the mountain, you just opened up 22 checks up there. So there's a lot of things that adjust on the fly, and there is our first sword.
Thieves Town.
Now is when I would like to see a lot of dashing, because now you're gonna be able to run right through things.
We've already seen more dashing in those 2 screens, I think, than we have for the last 10 minutes.
Which is not a bad thing, because I'm not gonna run into things with 2 hearts, like do 2 hearts damage. Ooh, that was a pixel off there for Pwaaaaa. Nice.
Yeah, that's
there we go.
Not the easiest lineup with the bow.
No. I actually prefer putting a red block right in front of it if I have the red cane.
Absolutely.
It automatically does it.
Because you can push that thing up and get it right where you need it to go.
Yep. And we do have a question in chat about what we're looking for as well. We did just find our first sword, so we're definitely looking for only one other sword now.
I mean, I'm not going to say no to another sword on top of Master Sword.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I'd rather do Tempered all day.
The Tempered Sword upgrade for Master Sword, I think, is the most substantial upgrade in the game. Even more so than Silver Arrows.
Exactly. And, now we got SSJ Blue. Oh my gosh. I really like this Vegeta sprite. I'm very, very wanted.
Yeah, this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
If I didn't have this theme, I would be all about it, but I kind of have a theme, so. So what we have, a couple things left to find. We did find the Bombo, so we're in no mode for where Bombos is at. It's at Hype Cave, which I think FuriousPrince was going to go to next. We are looking for the hook shot and at least one other sword. And then we're in pseudo go mode. Obviously, that's how comfortable they are with that Master Sword fight, though.
Yeah, it's definitely something you need practice on.
Absolutely.
At least I need practice on.
I think everybody still needs practice on. Even some main tournament, like finalists. I know recently we're doing Samaria's strat practice with Ganon. Just because you get far in a tournament doesn't mean there's not stuff you can't learn. So.
And I do like Furious Prince busting out the Cane of Burna on the blind fight, as we talked about earlier.
Absolutely.
Pulling double duty. Items are there, you might as well use them.
Mm-hmm. And now you're seeing those dash lines just pop up, because now you have the sword, you're going to be able to run through things. I wouldn't be surprised to see this A button pressed far more often.
With that sword, would you have given any thought to finishing Skullwoods? Since you're in the area?
Hold on a second. Pwaaaaa, please switch to your bow next time you're doing this.
Oh,
now I have thoughts to do Skullwoods.
I was looking at the items on one screen and
it's all good. It's all good.
Video on another.
It's all good. Sometimes when we do these fun commentator things, like we have to kind of sit there and go, oh yeah, we know where things are at, but we don't have them yet. Honestly, I think right now I wouldn't be doing Smith Chain right now, personally. I would probably be hopping into Skullwoods as much as quickly as possible, and then I would be heading over to Hype Cave and see if there's a way, because if I can get hookshot in Skullwoods, then I'm basically just a sword away from doing Ganon, right? So Hype Cave has the Bombos, and Hype Cave has 5 items. This does take a little bit of time to get through all of these checks here.
Yep. I would understand it more, I think, if they had the book. I mean, I know you can't get the item without a second sword, but you can at least see if it's, the hook shot, let's say.
Absolutely.
But I wonder if they're gonna just leave here and go up and finish Skullwoods.
I mean, even with the fighter sword, and you're not at half magic, I still think like Moth is a scary fight, especially for runners of the mentor level or mentee level, because fighter sword Mothra takes 16 hits to do. Plus, that's one of the most chaotic boss fights in the entire game. So there's a high likelihood that that would be something that they aren't going to do.
That's fair.
Now with potions, which we do have 2 bottles, and on Pwaaaaa side we have 4 bottles, which I think FuriousPrince is going to find here shortly. But like it makes it easier because then you can fill those with green. Like potions are your friend, especially with 772 people, right? So there's no reason to not load up when you're still on fighter sword if you're still not feeling comfortable with fights.
I was wondering if they were going to do this. It looks like they're going to flute with the... oh, maybe not.
Yeah, because what if Hookshot is on this chest here? You want to be in the Dark Road to go straight into Swamp.
Yeah. No, I like this play. I just didn't know if they were going to flute, but looks like they're going to use... I guess it would be a glitch, maybe?
So yeah, this is just a way that you're tricking the game. If you you leave, you can mirror on this screen. It'll act as if you have it with you, even though it's not showing it. It's a Japanese 1.0 version where you're like, oh yeah, okay, so the game is a little broken, and we break it further. So anywhere in the Dark Road, if you're not mirroring anywhere else, so usually after Stumpy, after doing your K45. And I do like that Pwaaaaa is just taking their time. They unfortunately didn't get the quick kill set up correctly, but they're going to go ahead and make sure they do this where they're not going to die. So they're going to take their time and just get what they can done. But with the purple chest, if you start dashing or just leave it behind, as long as you mirror on the same screen as where the guy you turn it into is, then you're going to want to, it just acts as if it has it.
Oh, I thought it was... I didn't think that the leniency on that was that... I thought you had to be right next to him when you mirrored.
I do that personally, I do that just because you have to go up to him anyways. But as long as it's on that screen, you're fine. If you mirror anywhere else, which is what happened to Pwaaaaa, you lose it.
Got it. So it's not nearly as tight of a window as I thought. That's good to know.
And we do see the potion pickup, which does indicate that they're going to go to Skullwoods, whereas we have Pwaaaaa now going over to Myers Shed, and we're going to see if they do check the desert ledge to get those boots, which it looks like they're just going to go ahead and
they're going to check
here.
that now.
I personally think that if you're going to do this, you're going to mirror it by Myers Shed and walk down. That you're still going to be doing this mirror transition up here. So it's like a couple seconds here, and then, but I see it as in, I don't want to deal with this murderodactyl. We call them murderodactyls for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Got that right.
And I think that portal's not going to be usable.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. That is very close to the edge.
Yeah.
Maybe on the top left.
Yeah, that's a fall. That's fine. That's fine.
Not the end. Yeah, it's a pretty quick way to get back.
And we have FuriousPrince going straight to the back, taking that fire rod. I like this. It is faster technically to go to the chest and then mirror instead of like getting taken out and then going back in, so you don't have a screen transition there. But you're gonna have to kill the boss anyways. That's why a lot of people like to come back here first and just take care of this.
Yeah, if it's a crystal, this is what I would do. For sure.
If it's a hook shot, then we're heading straight to Swamp, right? Like I don't need to do anything else The meme of Swamp always has a sword is real. Fight me. But like I'm gonna go straight to the dungeons I have to do.
You'd see hammer strats for Moth.
I like it. I like it.
This is good.
I still don't do this. What are you talking about? Plus, you got that green potion to have a backup. And we do have our first look into desert with a big key on torch, so boots were
paying
required
immediate
for desert.
dividends.
But, I mean, it's a pendant, so we'll see how that goes.
A bit of hook shots here.
Fight. Very nice.
That was a very good Moth fight.
And also now we have one item. So, am I really... Once I get the other item in Skullwoods, I'm on.
If the seed's really nice, it would be in that chest that's also in the back.
Uh-huh. Yeah, if you know you're just going to go back in to get this chest anyways, then you probably want to get this chest first, especially if you have the mirror. If you don't have the mirror, then it's kind of hard to tell. It's like a 50-50 what you want to do on it. But it's a big key, so that could be our second item too. And that Moth fight has been on a lot of different leaderboards as like the worst boss fights of the Links to the Past game. Mainly because it's just that chaotic.
Yeah, I've done some kind of boss shuffle stuff, and fighting him anywhere else is night and day different than fighting him in that with the spikes.
My favorite is when you see Vitreous in there, and his eyes are like cutting off half the room that you have to move around with.
Yeah, that was the first time I had to fight Trinex at Moldorm 2, which was not great.
No, not at all. Wait. Yes. I don't know if Trinex can be there because of the size restriction. And we got the sword bomb jump.
Top of hair, nice bomb jump. Well done.
And there's our second item, so we are out of here hopefully.
Yep.
But
get out.
It's also a sword. So technically, we're in hookshot though. It depends on how comfortable they are with Master Sword, but like obviously you want a tempered sword to make things a little easier, but for his knowledge, he should be just in hookshot go. And we do have Pwaaaaa kind of falling behind a little bit in what they're doing. We do have our first Bonk Rock check. It just I'm not. Do we know if Pwaaaaa has finished Thieves Town?
I don't think they did because they didn't get the sword in the
Yeah.
attic. I think they did the first 4 and left.
Okay. So I think what that means is that they need to kind of get over there as quickly as possible and get that sword so they can go ahead and go straight into Thieves Town or Skullwoods to get the other sword. It kind of sucks you have to go to the back to the front to get it, but I do like these boots checks that we're doing here too.
Yep. You can just flute right from King's Tomb and go wherever you need to go.
Yep.
So.
And these runners, they're just like seeing these hearts and being like, "See ya, I'm out."
I got red mail. If I'm Furious Prince, I only need 9 hearts. I'm Super Saiyan.
And the other one has the power of friendship being a troll. So I mean, you know,
we got it all. What else do we need?
Yeah. Power of friendship, power of my own pride. You know, it's fine. There we go. One thing you can do on King's Tomb, if you just are facing left or right and you're pushed up against it, You just have to press the A button to go ahead and dash, and it'll like it's a way to trick it to think that you're blocking into it.
Does that work without a sword as well?
Yes, it does. You don't need to have a sword for it. As a matter of fact, if you have a hook shot, you can hook speed and just run around. Like you're set up for hook speed, and the game still thinks you're like dashing. So this, like I said earlier, we took the most broken version of the game and we broke it further.
We're getting a Swamp Palace play on Fury's Prince's side.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing too. I have some reservations about this one because if we're on hookshot go mode, like it'd be great if it's here, but this takes about a 45 to 65 seconds to get into Swamp Palace, especially if you're going from Food 4 and Link's house and stuff like that. We just got a Master Sword. We have a couple potions. This is kind of showing to me that they may not feel very comfortable with Vitreous fight right now. And it's a very hard fight, but I think it's a full clearable dungeon, whereas we're in Swamp Palace where it's not a clearable dungeon. So this is something where I'm kind of like, this is what I'm thinking here, and this is just something that I would be doing, especially with Specky Clip. I think Meyer might have been a great play here. If this works out, then I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. But we have 2 fully completable dungeons with the sword and bombos now. One of them I don't ever want to touch in my life with the pendant, but like it's a possibility. And this for those runners out there, like this is one of those things where you're just going, this is a personal preference. Like, I don't want to go into Swamp without a hook shot, right? Sometimes you have to. I don't want to go into Ice Palace without a hammer. Sometimes you have to. And it depends on if you are comfortable doing those things, because this can be a time sink, especially when you're just a hook shot from go, right? So
yeah, this is almost a play you'd make if you feel like you're behind.
Exactly. Like maybe I can snipe something here.
Yeah.
But also, who knows if anybody feels that they're behind or anything. Like at this, like in this tournament, the mentor tournament, I'd be thinking, I'm not sure where anybody's at. I barely know where I'm at.
I mean, to be fair, in my 2 races, in both scenarios, I felt one way and I was wrong both times.
Exactly.
In one race, I thought I was ahead and we were basically even. And the other race, I thought I was behind and I was up by a couple of minutes. So I have no judge of anything.
Exactly. And that's the thing that most rando runners also go with too. Most Zelda runners. Most people that race randomizers, my opponent's always God moded and God routed and did all this stuff, and they've never had any issues. But I might have died on low percent something here and there. You don't have to worry about that stuff. Just play your game and just live with your choices and be happy with it, right? No one's gonna hurt you. It's not like somebody's hurt by this, right? You're just having fun with friends.
If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right, win or lose.
And for anybody out there that watches my streams, I know I need to take my own advice sometimes. Thanks. Have a great day.
Do as I say, not as I do. Right?
Exactly. This is why I'm a mentor, not a mentee anymore. And there is a conversation in chat right now about clearable, beatable dungeons. There's a. Have you ever heard of ABCD for Rando?
Yes, that's one of the first things I learned.
Do you know what it means? What does it mean?
Always be clearing dungeons.
Exactly. Dungeons are priority, especially if you can clear a full one like Meyer or Turtle Rock right now. The amount of times that we've seen Go Mode and Pendant Turtle Rock is insanely high.
Yeah, Pendant TR is not a play I would like to make, though. But I would probably make that over jumping into Swamp with no hookshot, potentially. This is, like I said, it's all personal preference. If the hookshot's here, then I'm last locating this. But then the other person's gonna get that in front. So. Yep.
right,
Like
we got
I
our
said,
blind.
you make a decision, you live with it.
Yep. Well, we got the first 5 hits on the blind script over on Pwaaaaa, which is pretty awesome. And we're still using the sword without. I love it. I love it. It's awesome.
Use that cane of Burna.
But you were like, okay, I got 2 hits that I can get with the sword and not have to worry about refilling magic. I'm fine with that.
Yep. But we might be getting the Ice Palace play here. Or did they not check under the bridge?
They haven't checked under the bridge yet.
Ah, got it.
So one fun thing you can do too, and I'm not trying to like harp on this Meyer play or anything, because if you're not comfortable with Vitreous, and it's not a great fight, right? Even with Red Mail, you're still taking 2 hearts of damage from almost everything, from the eyes, from the big eye, from everything, right? So what you can do, and it's about efficiency and kind of clearing the most amount of checks you can do in the less amount of time possible. We just spent some time doing this. If we were at Meyer, hitting up Meyer right now, we'd have the red crystals, right? So we'd be able to go from our swamp play, which unfortunately didn't work out, up to the big bomb, and then we can still jump down and mirror with the bomb and check man on the bridge while doing the big bomb stuff. So it's just like an efficiency. Now we're not like double dipping the same area and going from. I didn't know if you knew that or not. Most of what I'm saying is I'm not sure if anyone knows it. I'm just trying to make things nice and fun for people to listen to.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I might be avoiding Meyer is Fighter Sword Vitreous is actually they're on Master Sword. Never mind.
Yep.
But even still, Master Sword Vitreous is not the greatest fight.
Yep, and I agree with that. One thing that if you're in the area too is like upgrade fairy, because you can use bombs and a bow to fight down the eyes for Vitreous and save yourself the 8 arrows that you need for the big eye. You have enough money to go ahead and do that. I don't mind seeing the money being saved for your potions, because if you're not comfortable, again, you're gonna be doing that the entire time.
Yeah, with 1,000+ rupees on both sides, and they've already checked all the big money spots. It's
Yep. Like everything.
You can't take them with you when the seed's over, so use them up.
Yeah, and we've also been talking about how Burna was good on blind. Burna's also, now that we're on fast round, Burna's actually pretty decent on Vitreous. As Mr. Angry Pants has pointed out too, is you can use the cape or the Burna and just start slashing, and you still can get your stuff taken care of there where you're not taking damage. Use the safeties that are available to you. Like, eventually you're going to want to get to the point where you're not going out. And there's our Tempered Sword.
There's a Tempered Sword.
So
at this point, I am just hookshot for go.
Exactly.
And that actually makes a Vitreous fight 10 times easier, in my opinion.
And it looks like we are trying to go around getting all the stuff we can. This is one thing you don't normally see in. Oh, okay. So. Oh, okay. So we're gonna do the rail trick. All right, I like it.
Yeah, this is one thing I have not tried. I know it exists, but I haven't even thought to do it.
I don't necessarily like it too much, especially when you have the fire snake up there with you, because you're gonna have to switch rooms and go and kind of kill your stuff as it is. But you take your time to keep it. You go through it. It does save quite a bit of time.
I just love seeing tricks and glitches, and this is awesome.
Yeah, the skill of these runners is actually showing up quite a bit here.
Yeah, because I mean, we're in what, week 3, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's 3 weeks and even longer if you started early of kind of practicing and getting tips from mentors
and there's always questions being asked in the channel as well.
Yeah, it's one of the more active Discord channels I've seen, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. And that's one reason why a lot of mentors take the time out of their day and their week. Like it's a 6 to 8 week commitment, and then you're still wanting to watch like the tournament afterwards to see how everyone's doing and stuff like that, and be like, yeah, I helped with that. But at the end, like seeing everybody be able to do the stuff that they weren't able to do before is just amazing. And one of the reasons why mentors are like, this is one of the best things ever. You'll see a lot of mentees turn into mentors. I know 2022, which is where I was from. Need one more, just one more, likely one more slash.
Do we have another potion?
I mean,
oh, we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would use it if you need to. Like, there's no shame. You said it yourself earlier. You can't take that stuff with you.
And for me, you know, dying takes a lot more time than using a safety.
Exactly. Dying on a boss is really, really
particularly on a boss.
Fun. Yeah. Okay. The crystal sprite for this troll is scary. I'm not sure I like it. I'm not sure if we saw the second item, but we are skipping the big chest after getting the big key. So I'm pretty sure that getting that is.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing the second item. I was too focused on that moth fight.
Yeah. That's the fun part about commentary right there. Is there's a lot of stuff going on, and you're like, I want to watch both, but we did get the thank you, Zax. Our wonderful tracker here, Zax or I has definitely told us that we've got our second item. Make sure that you do go ahead and follow our runners here. They are putting on a really, really good show for us to make sure that we can see their skill level and what they've been working on too. Make sure you follow Zax or I, and also my commentator Scanlor here. They're also part of the mentor tournament, doing their parts here to get these two ran as well. I know one of Scanlor's being restreamed tomorrow against somebody. I'm not sure, but but that should be a good race too. Yeah, this is like we said, it's only week 3. There's a total of 6 weeks, and then we go into brackets if they so choose to, and be able to take care of all that.
And if you're not already, also give a follow to Sawyer for fun times, and check out his Casual Boot Mondays, or what is it? Mog's Manic Monday.
Mog's Manic Monday, yeah. Good. It's been getting a lot of people in it too, especially with the mentor tournament. And I know weeks 5 and 6 are casual boots, so it's a good way to get some practice in against some really experienced runners.
Yeah, I mean, I've run a couple of those in the last couple of weeks, and it's really fun. It's a good time. It's a very kind of low stakes way to get into kind of running and racing.
Yeah, and especially like, you know, you got your mentees with you, but then you also are like, okay, I can. One of the things you want to do is you get to go ahead and watch VODs of people that do sometimes a little bit better than what you do, right? And then see what they do to make themselves better. Like VOD review is a great way to learn how you routed and what you needed to route. Unfortunately, no hook shot in Mire, but we are now pairing that with Desert.
Yep, I mean, anytime you can pair dungeons, like Pod Eastern, Desert Mire,
yep,
I'm all for it. If you get really lucky and you can pair Hera into GT, that's even better.
Yep.
Wow, looks like a little bit of trouble with that bomb jump.
Which, absolutely understandable. If you're not quite used to the spin bomb jumps, then you want to make sure you're gonna go with everything is built to do things vanilla. this is where you want to walk around. There you go. Walk around the edges and kind of go down to get that thing. You get the big chest. You're gonna get your sword, so it's definitely worth spending all your time on this.
Yeah, and that's another spot where I can almost hear a mentor in their ear, like, "Yep, just take your time, walk around. It's fine."
Yeah, I think part of my job as a mentor, we have our 2 items, so the mirror with the drop down, unfortunately, didn't take us to the entrance there. But like, I feel like 40% of our job as a mentor is just to kind of make sure that whoever we're mentoring stays calm, right? Because I can tell you from my experience, we put added pressure on ourselves whenever we're racing, especially as a mentee. Like, we're not here to win everything. Not everyone's going to win everything. We're here to do and learn our best, right? And try to figure that out.
Yeah, but especially at this point in the seed, you're almost an hour and a half in.
Yep.
And you're still not in go mode. I just, from my experience, you get kind of wondering, like, all right, like, what did I miss? Did the other person get it?
And that's the thought process that our opponents always got routing, right? That's something we don't really want to work with. I do see Furious Prince on the mountain, whereas Pwaaa's kind of just following, not having those boots for as long as Prince has had them, it's kind of put them a little behind. But they're still doing the checks in the right order to get to as much information as they possibly can. I'm kind of wondering what exactly Furious Prince is doing.
Are we getting a TR play, I wonder?
It looks like we're getting a TR play. I did see this also in the Go Mode podcast chat. Swamp Palace is also a play you can do, because with Red Cane, you're gonna be able to probably get those 3 items quite quickly. And I will say, and it's a green pendant, so you're going to want to maybe kill Coldster, because climbing the mountain, no matter what, especially without the hook shot, can take
that's a long way around.
Yeah. Like, you're looking at a minute or 2 just to get up here, and then how far do you have to go into a 6-7 minute dungeon?
That you're going to have to come back to, potentially.
Exactly.
I mean, like, maybe it's possible they're not super comfortable with the bomb jump or icebreaker.
Exactly, that's very possible. It does look like we're also going to get our first check of Hookshot K, which is very possible where the hookshot can be. I've seen it here. It's kind of trolly, but it's
that's
anywhere at this point where the hookshot is going to be trolly. So nice dash turn into it.
Well done.
And we just got our red rupee. So we also have the question of any hoverers in chat. Now, if I wasn't looking for the hook shot, I'd definitely give it a try. But since I'm only looking for a hook shot, I'm out of here. I don't even think this would be the last location for me, honestly.
I think there was a discussion in the Discord about, is it worth any mentees to learn how to hover? There was maybe a week or 2 ago, and the consensus was yes, but no, don't do it.
Yes, in 6 months from now. How about that? I'll go with yes, but 6 months from now. Because during the tournament, you want to focus more on and I can tell you, Bitey, who won or did really well in the gold bracket tournament or whatever, like recently, he's a very solid runner. I kind of view his viewpoint on this one. Hovering is great when you're doing monologic stuff, right? But you're going to save more time with your boss execution, your dash lines, and your basic movement than the 3 spots in the game hovering is going to help you. You know?
I do. But
yeah,
I like
swag.
Furious Prince. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Maybe go ahead. Sorry.
I said something I tend to do backwards is if I don't have the hook shot in that room that Furious Prince is just like 4 torches, you got to make sure you go down to start, and they did a good job of doing that.
Yeah, it literally is the final boss of Turtle Rock when you don't have hook.
Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, so we are getting the Ice Palace play.
We're getting Ice. So now we've seen a dip into Swamp Palace without the hook shot, and now we've seen a dip into Ice Palace without the hook shot, where Meyer was open to both runners, right? So there was like an aversion to wanting to go to Meyer there.
Oh, okay, there it is.
Well, Turtle Rock has the goods.
Pendant TR every time.
Which, you know, not a bad thing. It's just there is a term also called pick a pendant dungeon, and sometimes you just have to pick the pendant dungeon you're going for.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you get to a point in some seeds where it's just what's the bad option I want to pick.
Yeah.
And sometimes you pick correct, and sometimes you don't, and you just gotta kind of live with it.
And sometimes the bad option already was made when you said, "Yup, joining this race."
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
Oh, why do you say things like that? What is this all about? I do like the fact that, you know, other than the not going to Meyer play, because, again, bidding sucks. Like, it could be very, very hard to do for newer runners and stuff. Even older runners, knowing how to do it is not great. I think going to Meyer to get the items there and then using the things you have would be the play that you'd want to kind of focus on, because you always want to be clearing those dungeons, especially the crystal dungeons too.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can clear a crystal dungeon, you should probably do it.
Yeah,
is kind of how I'm looking at it.
And now we have FuriousPrince in Go mode. I wouldn't be surprised to see them kind of checking things along the way to see if there's silvers. I know that's sometimes what more experienced runners also do. So, especially like in Swamp, right? You got 4 chests that are there are 3 chests that are just along the way, especially if you're going to dive right here. And we have our cape too, so that actually would pull me even more going to Viddy and just being like, because as said earlier, if you're slashing your sword with the cape, you're not spending your magic as often as you normally do.
Trying to get Diver down, set him out. Nicely done. Yeah, they know they're in Go mode. They're not checking chests. FuriousPrince.
Yeah, and there's a conversation in chat too about like picking Ice Palace over Turtle Rock. At the end of the day, you want to work with the choices and live with the choices, and just know that you've made sound choices for how you like to play, right? So I mean, there's no bad choice here. It literally was pick a pendant dungeon and pray you're right.
Yeah, I mean, the Ice Palace play, I think, is very defensible. As you said, you know, you don't want to make a mountain climb for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with it being green pendant, that's a little bit of extra value towards finishing Ice Palace and picking that over TR, even if it's 5 items. It's not a short dungeon by any means.
And that's where the hookshot was, and FuriousPrince was able to get there quite quickly. So there's nothing to be shaken here at all about how either of these runners have been going. They've been putting on a great show. I like to see that they had it. You can tell that they've been working on things, and that's what this tournament is all about. Like, you can see that they've been really working for it.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying dark rooms. They're doing some low percent stuff. This has been really, really fun to watch and to commentate on both sides.
Absolutely. We do have our 7th crystal for FuriousPrince here. And we do have Pwaaaaa taking that. Like, I got my 3 items. I'm going to go ahead and go crush Cold Stare for my green pendant. Not a fun fight when you are still on Master Sword, but we do have our potions for it.
Yeah, I would immediately be switching to my fire rod here.
And then you do see it kind of happening. One thing, and I will say this to you too, Scanler, I'll say this to every mentee possible, I'll even say this to me. If you're not feeling comfortable with a boss fight, spend the time and practice it. Because the boss fights are where you're going to save the most amount of time, right? We talked about that. If you're going to die from it, talk with your mentors, go through those practice hacks with them. You can go, every single boss fight is on there with the bare minimum of what you're going to need to at least do it, at least intermediate style, right? So
yeah, that's one of the first questions I asked a couple of different mentors at the start is, give me your top 3 boss fights that I should be able to, that I should practice essentially.
Oh,
and
I can tell you.
Interestingly, I did get different answers, so I'm interested to see what yours are.
Ganon. Ganon's one. Oh, we do have a little bit of a guessing game that we want to work with. Guess the number. You can go up to 1 to 22 of where the GT big chest is. Everybody routes differently, so you can also say a location like top left of DM room, which is Stalfos room, and such like that, right? So go ahead and get your numbers in chat. Do you have a favorite place of route that you do for how to work this?
I generally will pick 6.
6. I usually, which is kind of nice because I pick 9.
Nice.
So, this is also another thing I tell mentees too is, whatever route you choose in GT, it's not a wrong route, right? You're going to be working with that your entire time. To answer your earlier question, bosses that you'd want to practice, it looks like we're going to go turn in that green pendant on Pwaaaaa side. Almost every seed you have to kill Ganon, so Ganon's a big boss to practice and such, because you can lose a lot of time on that. The next boss that I would say is Cold Stare, because that fight can get out of hand real fast. And then it's a tie between Mothula and Vitreous. So I would go with both of those. We do have 2 checks, now 3 checks, and no big key yet. So if you've gone under 3, which it doesn't look like too many people have, there's no big key yet on that.
And Rip Bob.
Looks like Pwaaa's going to take those arrows upgraded, which is really smart to get going into Vitreous if you're on Master Sword. We have 4 and 5. And 6 is our big key. So, do we have a 6? Boo! Secretly a sliver. I mean, you're my teammate, so woo!
Well done.
Very well done. You get to have the wonderful prize of having unlimited link to the past seeds by going to alttpr.com. Oh, Scanler said 6 too. Oh, what? If it's not in... Oh, gosh.
If it's not in chat, it doesn't count.
Yeah. See, it's like we're parents and the kids got it first, you know? Kids get the ice cream and we get to sit back and go, yay, our kids got ice cream. Now, I will also tell you a good dungeon to practice, and this is something that I wish I knew earlier, is GT. The GT climb is one of the most technical parts of the entire game, but it's also one of the most satisfying things you can learn, right? So, like, being able to fly through this and get, like, I think the climb for some really good NMG runners is maybe 2.5 to 3 minutes, whereas some of the slower runs are like 4 to 5. And that's some time loss that you can have too. Like, trying to avoid the big time losses compared to other people is something you want to do. So talking with your mentors, working through the practice hack and going through all this. And I do think that Pwaaaaa just got their tempered sword as well. So yep, I see the orange sword. So they're going to be now pretty happy with that knowledge too.
Yeah, kind of going back to what Pwaaaaa was doing, they went through Ice Palace on Master Sword really, really well. I think they did a really good job going through there.
I agree with you too on that one.
Yeah, that room that Furious Prince was just in with the 3 Stalfos on the climb, that might be my least favorite room in the entire tower.
Exactly. For a while, like, this room is my worst, but you know, the Stalfos, the first room, like the entire what they call the gauntlet is from that first room after the cannonball room, all the way up to this room here is what they call the gauntlet, and this is where you can lose the most time, but also gain the most time on your opponent too.
Yeah, I think that happened in one of my races. Actually, I was, I think, a little bit behind entering GT and made up time in the gauntlet and ended up pulling out a win. So what you're saying, I have actual first-hand knowledge.
Exactly. So taking the time to learn the rooms and the strats to get yourself through them faster is definitely going to help you. I can answer the question Shane has in chat. There is an extra key in the Fishbone room. If there wasn't a key in... Actually, you'd have to go to the Fishbone room if there wasn't a key in the spike chest. You can hit the switch and you can still get through all these chests here. But yeah, you're kind of sitting yourself, like having to go do the extra space or extra checks over in Fishbone room to get the key to do the thing.
Mire is one of the dungeons that I feel like every way you route it is wrong, depending on where the items are.
Exactly. Like there's the big cutscene chest debate. Like, do I do it? I can tell you there are people that don't do it, just on principle. So it really depends. It's one of those situations, just like Thieves Town. Like, do I do this? Do I do that? Based on the items that you get and items that you don't get. We do have Furious Prince making pretty good work, and yeah, we got the bug net. So he was hoping for silvers, but we do have the bug net there.
So swagging him too. Strats incoming.
And yeah, this is definitely I'm searching for silvers type thing, because you already have enough keys to go through all of this.
Be careful.
Yeah, the poke there is actually going to make him rage too.
Good recovery though.
Very much so.
Good recovery.
Yeah, I like what both these runners have been doing. They've been trying their best to show that they've been working on things. They're still, we're still just week 3. You know, there's still plenty of time to learn as much as they possibly can. I think that's one thing that is definitely being shown here too. Aga 2 is the geometry fight of the world.
I've heard this called agonometry.
Agonometry. One thing that you do also want to probably take a look at when you're doing this is not every pattern that you have is a spin, because you don't control when you're actually going to be touching the ball, like the ball that's going after them. So you want to try to make sure that you are, like if they're not lined up, if the one that you want to hit is not lined up, it's not a spin. You want to try to slash and angle it towards the thing, where I see a lot of people are like, everything's a spin, everything's a spin. It's like, not really. It's not all a spin.
That's me. I'm those people.
There are also some other, I will say, mentors that also do that too, so you're not alone. So this is I can see why Furious Prince decided to forego the magic refill. You know you're gonna go get some potions anyway, so
I was curious about that because he didn't grab the pot at the top of GT.
Yep, and this is showing me that that not as fully comfortable on Silverless Ganon as he kind of would like to be. So that's one reason why a lot of people say Ganon. You always have to fight Ganon. You always have to do climb in the modes for the Vector Tournament, and in most modes anyways. So that's why you want to practice as much as possible.
Yeah, but you know, take the 30 seconds, go fill up your bottles. It's gonna make it a little bit easier on you. So I don't blame anybody for filling up on potions.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, considering where that hook shot was, kind of a trolly spot, this is going to be a pretty good time.
Exactly. Getting those boots as early as they did is also pretty good, and why that this time is going to be a little bit better too. So this is also a spot where if you've got the green potion, using the Cane of Burna, you didn't grab the cake that's in Ice Palace, right? Using that Cane of Burna, so you're not taking those damages, is also going to help you too.
Yeah, because he has red mail, but he's still only on 10 hearts.
Exactly. We did walk through some glass and pieces. We did walk through or away from some big. Okay. We did walk away from some full containers as well. This is Pwaaaaa, kind of going back to the mirror mishap that happened earlier. We're gonna keep on doing that. We're now getting on phase 4, and of course they're in the basement.
Yeah, naturally.
And then every time you do Silverless, you want to have your lamp out as much as possible. It is okay to kind of switch back and forth, because now we're going to go through these potions, kind of like they're water, to get him down. Because you're only able to really get 2 unless you've got a lot of really good practice on this, where the time it is to get to 3, but that's really, really tight.
Yeah, getting triples on this fight is... I don't think I've done it with just the fire rod. I think I've needed to use the lamp.
Okay, yeah, you start with the lamp, and then you can get it with the fire rod, and that's one thing you want to probably work with your mentors about. Just have them go through the Ganon fight. If there's anything like what Sean has done with me, with just as a teammate, sitting there in a voice call and just listening and learning how to do it. There's also a couple of videos that many people do. GMP has them. We also have the FMG tutorial, which Ganon is just like your NMG stuff, so that's why you want to go that route. And it does look like we're going from Purple Chest to Swamp Palace here. So that is something that we're going to be... And we do have the 12th hit in there. Get your GGs in chat, since Sword is up for Furious Prince. All they have to do is walk through the bridge and get this game over for them, while Pwaaaaa is going into an official time of 1:47.27 for Furious Prince. Let's get your GGs in chat for Mr. Furious Prince 97 with the mentor of Iceman.
Absolutely. GG's. Well done. Lots of good stuff.
Absolutely. Definitely saw a couple clips that even experienced runners can't do. Couple things that, we're still working on, but you can tell that they've been putting in the practice. It's one of the best things about this tournament. It's just seeing the growth of the new runners and the people that want to learn. And do the practice and everything. It's really nice to see that, especially in a restream format where we can kind of focus on 2 runners that are doing everything they can right, you know? And I have no problem with this play by Pwaaaaa either. You're down, you've already dipped one pendant dungeon, you didn't get anything from it. Let's see if it's actually just in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, like you mentioned before, do you want to make a mountain climb for potentially no reason?
Exactly.
I can absolutely understand putting off TR until the last possible checks. Just unfortunate for Pwaaaaa that that's where he needed to go.
Mm-hmm. And like it's just a 50-50 at that point. You know, you pick your choice, your poison, and you gotta live with it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you can kind of go back and be like, all right, I made this decision. Here's why, and
Absolutely.
it makes sense. You gotta, it's random. You just gotta kind of live with it.
Absolutely. And we do have Pwaaaaa going over to the left side swamp, getting their key and everything like that. Obviously, without hookshot, you can't do the spec gear, grab the key and such. So that's something that they're working with. We did see that it also happened on FuriousPrince's side as well.
Doing vanilla swamp is. I mean, it just playing rando. At least I've been kind of conditioned. Like, no, I'm not going into swamp without a hookshot.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's the same thing with like with what the Ice Palace. Like, I'm not gonna go into Ice Palace without a red cane. There are things that will make it faster, yeah, which those items do. But you also want to make sure that you're doing what you need to get the items and get in there as quickly as possible.
May not like it, but it's gotta happen.
And we are actually joined by our winner today, Furious Prince. GG's.
Thank you, thank you.
So first off, I want to ask is just give us a couple of thoughts of how the seed went.
Very poor execution, but it was very odd early seed, not knowing where those swords were. Also mirror shield on Ped. Gross.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I like mirror shield. I was not gonna get that.
So
that was just a really weird seed when it came to just sword placement. Having to go and get Master Sword there in Skull Woods. It was unique. I'm glad that I'm used to playing mostly swordless.
That's very nice. So
loved the boots on Desert Ledge.
Absolutely, you both kind of. I feel like you and Pwaaaaa, because you went to Checkerboard Cave and then you fluted to 6, and then walked up and was like, oh wait, I'm gonna get those. Whereas Pwaaaaa fluted to 6, went like into the dark world and then mirrored and was like, yep, I'm grabbing those too. I think you both kind of did a double take at that point. What was your first thought when you got those boots and how you wanted to play that seed from there?
We were 35 minutes in, so I'm not the greatest boots runner anyways, so like I used them when I needed them, but it was never a, hey, let's just go double check these boots locations because of how they were. I did think about dipping desert at that point, just in case something was on the torch. Thankfully, nothing was in desert.
Yep.
But my first thought was, oh, we can move faster now, because then it was just easier to run over to Gino from there.
Very, very cool. You made the choice to go into Swamp early. You did it after you got your swords and did all the dungeons that were available to you. There was a choice between going to Swamp and going to Mire. Can you tell me your thought process for that decision there?
I had Master Sword going into Mire. I wasn't fully comfortable with the equipment presented at the time, and some recency bias for me personally is go do Hookless Swamp.
Gotcha.
So it's just kind of like, well, I'm already here. I got flippers pretty early. Mirror was early. Moon Pearl was okay. So it's like, it's not out of the question to have been there.
And that's absolutely a good valid point too. Obviously, we're talking about it here. Going into or going up to Turtle Rock for anything, and then one thing that this tournament is all about is learning new strategies and learning new ways of doing things and breaking your old muscle memory. Can you tell me about your experiences as to how you felt during this tournament and stuff that you can go ahead and use in future references that you weren't able to do before?
My biggest thing has always been routing for this tournament. I really want to get better with routing. So being able to learn from some of the mentors who've been playing, competitively a lot longer than I have, and their thought processes on where to go. We did kind of my mentor and I this week did kind of disagree on the whole hookless swamp thing, but it worked out because then we could go do, clean up a hobo, check the island, because those were things that I missed early on. So it was just kind of all right, well, what can we pair this with?
Absolutely. Yeah. And when you went into Swamp, was Meyer going to be your very next player? Or was it after the Man on the Bridge and that stuff? Or what were you thinking? Were you still thinking Turtle Rock might be the play you want to do?
So Iceman had actually said that he was thinking Turtle Rock very early on the seed because of where we got Samaria and both rods. So we both had it in the back of our minds, but because we were waiting on that Bombos that we got in Hype Cave, it was there, but Meyer was going to always be the next one just because of being a crystal.
Gotcha. Nice. You said that, how long have you been playing for?
I have been playing Rando for 10 years and competitively for 5.
Dang.
But my average is about what I just got here, about 147, somewhere between 147 and 2 hours.
And then you said mainly you do swordless modes. What kind of you decide to do this other than just the routing?
So I don't really play swordless modes the most. I just always seem to get unlucky and don't find my swords till very late, so I just call it swordless. Mostly I play Pottery Lottery. But I did this mostly just to get better at routing, and just play more competitive, because I don't play competitive very often at all. I'm more of I'd rather, commentate and track and now restream versus, ooh, they got hit by the pink guy.
Yeah, the pink guy.
I would much rather be the behind the scenes than actually, be the one on the controller. But every so often I like to step out and actually play against other racers in a more competitive setting.
Nice. I've been kind of just asking questions. Do you happen to have any questions there, Scanlor?
I mean, GG's, first of all. Well done. It was not the easiest seed, and I think you handled it really well. So what do you think is the biggest difference that you've seen from when you started to now in the first 3 weeks? Where do you think you've gotten better, decision-wise, execution-wise?
I definitely don't think that I go to nearly as many one-offs as I usually do. Had I not been playing with a mentor this week specifically, I probably would have gone back and done Dark Cross, where I died the first time. I would have done a whole lot of one-off checks that I normally would have not paired with something else, versus with the mentors, it's a lot easier to see their routing, because they're not the ones having to make the split-second decisions. They're actually able to take the time to figure out what to do, so it's easier to then figure out in the post mentality of, oh, this is why we did that.
Mm-hmm. And I can say, as a mentor, that's one thing that we have to also try to find the balance too for, is that we have to go for, do we just say what we would do, or kind of give the options, because you want to make your choices and everything too. I don't mean to interrupt, but I have most of the seed, I've been kind of throwing my thoughts in there as well. One thing that we just saw Pwaaaaa do is, if you have the medallion to open up Turtle Rock, even if you're not going to go in there, open it up, because that's still the 6 items worth, and instead of going to Spike Cave over here like this, that's where you want to open it up instead of having to mirror and do all that stuff, go back and forth to do that. But if it looks like they're going to choose Spike Cave here, then I'm not sure exactly. Nothing that we really need is in here. So that's one of the things that we're actually unfortunate about.
Yeah, had we not found the hook shot inside of Shoulder Rock, we were gonna finish up the entire mountain after that and do Spy Cave as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one thing that Pwaaaaa did actually was they went to Ice Palace, which is also it's like the 50-50. We kind of talked about it being like a pick a pendant dungeon. I'd be doing that dungeon to try to get that item, especially when you have all the other crystal dungeons and the Swamp Palace taken care of. So, did you have ice on the radar at all, or no?
We did, but we figured that Bombos was where it was, and by the time we actually initially thought of it, we didn't have any way to get in there. By the time we got Bombos and Fire Rod, it was like, probably not the best idea. We also did not even know where the 5-6 were. I just quickly did the map checks to figure out where my pendants were, and just did not care where the 5-6s were. That's why, if you may have noticed, I double checked my map or my crystals after doing Myers because I wanted to make sure I even had them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You did it so fast that I even missed it. I'm like, what is happening here?
I was gonna say I didn't see that at all. There's lightning fast menu speed.
Being a tracker for so long, I'm so used to just catching, crystals and pendants. I'm not sure. That's a very interesting one, but at least we get to see what's in Pyramid Fairy, because I didn't do that.
And we already know that silvers are in GT, so like the one thing that could be here is the gold sword, but when you have 22 checks or 20 some odd items that are in GT, like there's a high likelihood that there's also a sword in there too at this point.
So that was another thing. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
That was another thing we actually talked about, was me skipping the stuff in Swamp Palace in the back. Was, oh, are you just not going to check it? It's like, well, I mean, there's all those checks in GT. You're kind of hoping that one of them's in there. I already have Tempered Sword. I know I can do Silverless then. So it wasn't the worst thing in the world. The only thing I kind of really hoped for at that point was actually half magic.
Yeah, I saw the powder, or not the powder, the torch glitch. Do you normally do that with Fire Rod, or was it just a misinput, or how did that work out?
I figured that because it was doing Silverless, it was a little bit slower to go and do Torch with Lamp, because I've done that before, and I've found that it's just better for me to do it with Fire Rod, especially since I knew I already had the green potion in the back.
Yeah, I did like the play to kind of go fill those bottles, because that's something, I mean, at least for me, like if I get through a seed and I'm going to fight Ganon and the time is, creeping at 140, 150, I'm like, okay, like I might need to hustle here. But you took the time and made sure you had all the potions you needed, and I thought that was a really good play.
I wouldn't have filled them up if I didn't have to have used my bottles in GT. I do wish my heart count was a little bit higher, but I did voluntarily skip quite a few heart pieces and heart containers.
Yeah, we did kind of mention that a little bit of both of you. I think Pwaaa's on 11 hearts now, but you both skipped a decent amount of health in a seed that was not the healthiest seed.
Yeah, but live and learn. We didn't know that going into it.
Well, you got through it.
I did intentionally save that bottle at Hammer Pegs, because it's like, oh, it's a bee in it. Might need this later, at least I know where it is.
Yeah, I thought you did very well. I thought you did route very well. There's some things I may have mentioned about some execution here and there, just work with your mentors. That's what we're here for and everything like that. And that's just true. I mean, even myself, I still ask Sean or my mentors from 2022. I still ask them for just to sit down and do things too. But I thought you played very well. You routed very well. There were some things I saw that I was like, I don't even do that. Holy crap! And then like, you definitely pulled out the win by getting that hook shot first. Then I did like the skipping of things and just being like, all right, I'm gonna get here. I have temper, and I'm gonna do what I can to do. And I thought you played very, very well.
Yeah, the one thing I've heard from all my mentors so far is when I'm turning a purple chest and how far I mirror out. None of them knew that you could do it that far.
Yeah, you can do it from anywhere on the screen, as long as it's that screen. There was little mishap on Pwaaaaa side regarding that too. They put, I think they hit A right on their portal. So they dropped the chest right on the portal and then lost the chest.
Oh. I honestly feel some of my missteps were, you know, restream jitters, specifically left side, or sorry, right side eastern. I even had the Dark Rooms map pulled up just in case I had to do like Dark Pod, but it was early on in the seed, it really was just a whole bunch of jitters, and then some things were just really bad RNG with given the weapons that I was just, alright, well, how do I do this?
Say the early game, I'd say what weapons? You guys had hammer and nothing else for a while.
That's kind of how I felt going with Pod. It's like he asked me, "It's like how comfortable are you with Pod right now?" I was like, "I'm good with Pod." And then I got there, and it's like, "Oh, I don't have a sword to avoid the knockback. This knockback is way worse than I remember." And I'm used to doing it, but I contemplated switching to bombs about halfway through the mask, and I was like, "Yeah, no."
I thought that your Dark Rooms, because you went to front of escape. And then you did the hammer Dark Room. I thought that was really well done. But to get to Dark Cross, I thought that was really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy to do those without at least a sword. But you also went through because you had the lamp. Pwaaaaa went through the old man with what they had. They didn't have a sword when they did it because they got their lamp and water checks done late.
Ooh, okay. We contemplated it, but it was like, all right, we can either go out of logic for the mountain, we can do a Gina, or we can do the water checks. So it's like, well, let's just do water checks real quick. We have flippers.
With flippers and that much money, I'd be screaming Zora.
Yeah, that money was crazy.
It helped though, because I mean, tons of potions to be gotten at the end too. And then one of the fairies was given blues, I think.
Oh, I had no idea about that.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the waterfall fairy up by Zora was giving out blues.
And then Pwaaaaa, unfortunately, the final boss of T-Rock was this room without the hook shot, going the long way around, unfortunately, but has a chance to kind of fix it right here. Just have to make sure you're pressing up.
Yeah, I walked in that room and I went down and my mentor was like, why are you going? Oh.
That's why I made the comment, because I'm like, the amount of times I've gone up and did what Pwaaaaa did without the hook shot, too many to count. So the fact that you did it right the first time, I was like, that's a great job.
Gotta get here, get the 2 small keys, and then find the unfortunate hook shot for them since they've done all of Ice Palace and everything.
They found the cape?
The cape was in the Ice Palace big chest.
Oh.
So it was there. But with the blue cane and everything, you had enough safeties to kind of do what you needed to do up until Ganon.
We did laugh when we found Red Mail and Thieves Town Big Chest.
You're right. Hey, this is actually a chest that's got something in it. Great.
So did you feel better when your sprite went Super Saiyan? So we that on the commentary.
I love the Vegeta sprite. I am a huge Dragon Ball fan. I actually used to start playing with Future Trunks, and then I saw Vegeta, and I was like, oh, this is so much better.
Yeah,
I love this sprite.
Yeah, I had not actually seen Vegeta yet. So once the blue mail happened and he went Super Saiyan, I was kind of like, okay, yep, this is right.
And then go Super Saiyan Blue.
Yeah.
And yet we're still missing a Goku.
Yeah, that's overpowered. I mean, no one's gonna actually want to ever be Goku. Come on now. We do have the hook shot on Pwaaa's side, so now they're gonna run straight. Well, running.
Boots.
Running to Swamp Palace and get that taken care of, and then there was a pretty early GT Big Key, so now it's just kind of smooth sailing for Pwaaaaa. They might actually check one more chest in the DM room, where I think you may have just kind of mirrored out their FuriousPrince.
I did. It was it's top right in DM room, and I did not check bottom right.
Yep. But I saw that you were like doing a little spot checking just in case there was the big silvers up in the climb, so that was kind of nice. I thought two really did well. It's kind of just now let's get Pwaaaaa pushed through that finish line and crushing the seed, and then we'll go ahead and see if they want to talk. But yeah, any further plans like tomorrow? I know you said you'd like to do a lot of backside or behind the background stuff, like commentating and tracking. Are you going to do anything tomorrow for the 3 races that we have restreamed?
Unfortunately, they all fall out of side of my time availability.
Oh. We do have, I know Scanlord is going to be restreamed against somebody that I don't know at all. But you did talk a little bit earlier about restream jitters. Was there anything that you did to kind of get rid of the restream jitters?
Oh, it was more just like once I felt like I had enough equipment, such as hearts, I was just like, all right. Even if I just sit here and tank hits the rest of the restream, I know that I'm at least living through this. It was more just kind of a get through it. It's been so long since I've even been on restream. This is only the second one I've ever been on.
Oh,
but it was just kind of like, all right, you know, I don't want to make it too much of a fool of myself. Then once I started getting items, it's like, all right, let's focus in on this.
I don't think you made a fool of yourself at all. I think you did really well. So this was not the easiest seed. A couple of trolley item locations, and I think you did really well. Did a really good job navigating everything. You know, like Soria said, the routing I think was very good. You know, you kind of did things in a order that made sense. You didn't leave anything behind, so nothing to be ashamed.
I do kind of regret doing Front of Escape versus just going straight to Eastern.
Oh,
hey, look, the book!
I can read.
Soggy book.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad idea though, especially if you don't have the lamp. You don't have a sword to get yourself through there. You're hoping that the 3 items that you know are in front to get that sword can be there. So, I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea at all. Especially, it all really depends on your comfortability and how you want to play things.
I feel like if I had had the hammer going into Dark Cross, it wouldn't have been as bad, but trying to navigate it with just the bow.
Yeah.
And then running out of arrows. I honestly thought that when one of the arrows stopped short on the right side, it's like, all right, so there's the torch, and then I couldn't find the chest, so I lost my bearings.
Watch doing the hook shot slashy combination with the puffs on Argus. Jeez, wrong boss. And this will be their 7th crystal. Taking their time. Absolutely not a problem with this. Nice 2 cycle right there. And this is where you'd want to actually take your spins and just kind of stand right next to where he's coming down. That way you can go ahead and just do it right away. Because it'll take 4 slashes versus 2 spins. Or just snipe with fire and shit, yeah. Normally we would do the we're at GT just big key guessing game, but we already know where this is at. So Pwaaaaa is going to go ahead and either make a pit stop by the magic shop, or just kind of run straight up to the mountain. And it looks like it's going to go straight to the mountain. And this is one thing that I will say as a personal experience from what I used to do when I first started was that if my opponent would finish, I would go ahead and just be like, all right, well, I'm done. I'm going to forfeit and whatnot. And it kind of made my practice on the last few dungeons, Mire, Turtle Rock, Ice Palace, and GT, like a little not as progressive. So one thing that I do like that Pwaaaaa is doing, sticking it out. I'm going to go ahead and take care of this entire mountain, go through GT, get the practice in, even though your opponent's already finished. You're still doing this for practice. You got to find practice where you can get it too, right? So being able to go through here, and I do like the fact that they're going through the Dead Rock area, which is a touch faster than going through the Dark World because you have less screen transitions and such like that. It's just that you have Dead Rocks, and Dead Rocks are sucky. I hate them so much.
Yeah, that was one thing my mentor and I did kind of look at as scouting going into the seed was the average time of my opponent. We noticed Pwaaa's time was, I won't say the time out loud, but it was a little bit higher.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a little bit more confidence going into it. That's why we played so aggressively with some of our checks, and not trying to feed some of the seeds, especially when we knew how late that hook shot was. Like, oh, so very early in the seed, it felt very bottlenecked to go towards Eastern to get all the hammer and everything.
Yep.
So after a while, it's like, okay, we gotta set this up because we might have all been bottlenecked to do this very early.
You said that you did some scouting on your opponent before you raced them. Is that a typical thing you do, or this is the first week you've done that, or is that something you're normally used to?
No, I'm used to it. I like just to see what their average is. I don't try to watch their seeds because I don't want to, in the middle of my race, think about what they're doing at that same time. I try to just look at the average time for it.
Yeah, that's one thing that you always want to try to fight too. We talked a little bit about this during our commentating session too, is that while you're racing, you always think that your opponent is god moding or god routing and just crushing everything possible. Okay, well, we know it's not silvers. Wow, we have the mirror out. Wow. This might actually be, we might actually find where the silvers are. I don't know how comfortable they are with silver lists.
It seems like they're having a conversation with the mentor about, do you want to do silverless or do you want to hunt for silvers?
And
Did they happen to buy an arrow upgrade?
They did. They were Master Sword as well. I think they did it right after Ice Palace because they went into Ice Palace before Mire, and I think that the arrow upgrade was going to help them with doing Ventrance. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the conversating with your mentor. That's what we're here for. Making sure that you're both on the same page, especially since the mentor is there to try to help you as much as possible.
Yeah, that is one question. Like, how much different is it for you running a seed with somebody kind of talking through it with you versus just kind of running it yourself? Like, was it a big adjustment for you, or not really?
Well, my first time in the mentor tournament, there was a lot more communication between me and my mentor. Even if I was practicing every day, just because I was still relatively new to competitive to it, and I was just playing casually. Nowadays, I've watched or restreamed, tracked, commentated so many races that we do still communicate to discuss, possible routings instead of, just telling me, hey, go here, go here, go here. Now it's hey, what do you think about this? Oh, yeah, I think that's all right. Or no, I don't think that's all right. So it's a lot less communication than it used to be. So I don't have too much going on in my ear. But I do think that it's a night and day of trying to talk to someone, and actually, I know I get distracted doing it just because I'm so focused on a conversation versus actually focused on the actual race.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's something I was kind of talking about during the race. That was an adjustment for me of having someone in my ear, kind of, hey, maybe think about this instead. And in some ways, it kind of helped, but in other ways, it was almost a little bit distracting.
Yeah, and that's the balance we have as mentors, trying to just be like, we want to make sure that what we do is good for what you need, right? And if we don't know what you need or how you go about things, then that makes it a little harder for us to do that. That's where we're at with everything too, because that's what we're here for. Is we're more of a team than we are wanting. Like, I don't really want to run for my people. I just want us to be a team. And I did see this on your side as well, FuriousPrince. If you hold your sword out, they don't adjust their area, and that's something that's kind of happening right now with.
So I used to do that, and then my mentor last week was talking to me about how to try and do it without using your sword buffers. So I was just trying to get better at learning that than I was doing anything else. But I did used to hold my sword out.
Okay, yeah. This is a little time costly here, but especially since we're kind of floating back and forth and waiting for arrows. But we got them all down. And all right, so
it also helps being more familiar with my mentor. Iceman and I were in the beer league together.
Oh, nice.
And we raced on the same team. So I have a little bit more familiarity with, I've had a lot of familiarity with all my mentors that I've chosen so far in the tournament. They're either friends of mine or I've been on teams with them in different tournaments.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and see a safety room here, which, okay.
So
nice.
we actually joked right here about how I wish I had a bug net to go and grab a ferry.
I like the gumption here. I like the gumption.
Yeah, that is something that I think both you and Pwaaaaa, something you can really be proud of is you definitely went after, you weren't afraid to do things like dark rooms or, run through an area with, low health. Like, you guys were ready to go. That's not easy to do.
Yeah, a lot of it too we saw was that big heart container in Spec Rock. It's like some newer runners would be like, well, I need that. I need all the hearts I can get. And both of you were just like, yeah, I'm not spending the time to go get that.
My exact words were, that's too long of a check.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's it's good to see that happening that way.
I figured it was still relatively early in the seed. There's a lot of heart containers, so that one's not going to make the difference. And I wish I had gone back and grabbed it and seen 10 hearts, but it really was just too long of a check. I loved the flute being on Lonely Island there.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the way that Pwaaaaa routed that, they actually died to the mold worms on the top of Paradox, and then had to go back and get it. The age-old adage of dying is one of the slowest things you can do, unfortunately.
That was actually something that was said to me in different verbiage when I went to grab the potions before Meyer, was dying's a lot slower than grabbing potions.
Exactly, exactly.
We have the same potions. And even though they're not finished yet, GG's for Pwaaaaa to, you know, be willing to put themselves out here like this.
Absolutely.
That's
I know
one thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go right ahead.
I know it's, you know, in a mentor tournament where you're a newer player, you know, you get over that 2-hour mark, and I know it can get very daunting in every stream to be like, oh, you know, the audience is watching me.
That's why I'm like, we can always come back and go through this too, like as a mentee or as a mentor, go back and watch and see, like, whenever I commentate, I try my hardest to like throw things out there that I may see that some people other may not see, right? So being able to do that and be able to go through and watch, you can see what you may need to work on. Which this actually is not a bad thing if you just kind of go straight down. And of course, you know, it's only week 3. By week 6, you should have these 5 weeks ahead of you, in front of you, and be able to put it all together. And hopefully, like my goal on week 6 as a mentor is be like, I'm gonna sit here and look like I'm cool, but I'm really not. You know. Oh. Looks like we're not going to be doing a silvers fight.
I don't feel nearly as bad about skipping that chest now. Well, we did talk about that after the race, before I jumped on here. We were talking about, you know, me skipping that last check in DM room, that last check there in that room. But I did check this room and validation chest just because, you know, you never know. Oh no.
I'm glad that they got the magic after they got hit by the anti-fairy, though.
I thought for sure I was going to fall off here when I got stuck in that corner.
Not gonna lie, so did I.
So that was a heck of a save.
Yeah, for all we know, that the silvers could be in the GT big chest too. So.
Oh, come on, they're in tile room.
I mean, Pwaaaaa did do all of right side other than tile room.
Tile room doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
Doesn't exist until it does.
The mythical 20-second check.
Yeah, some of these Aga 2 patterns you guys are getting are not the best.
Well, Iceman was very surprised that first one was a triple. I think that's my first triple I've ever gotten.
Hell yeah.
And I heard the noise and I was like, oh yeah, no, that's definitely a triple.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's not something you get a lot, so well done, GG's.
Alright, I think we got like one more hit now.
Yeah, it's either 4
Oh,
or
there's
5.
the good patterns. Jeez, where were you?
Yeah, just eight deep.
Alright, we do have Pwaaaaa getting through Aga 2. And let's see if Pwaaaaa is going to make the same decision, because they used their potions on the climb as well. And getting through GT. If they're going to take the same time to go over to Magic Shop and use these 1,800 rupees that they have to buy some potions. And
Oh, they're going right for it.
yeah, it's like, we're doing this. It's the thing.
What does he have left? Just the green, right?
Yeah, and I'm not opposed to it. They have the cape, which I didn't. So, I mean, I was halfway through my magic when I did this.
Yeah, cape is nice for this because you can do the spins where you can't with Burna. Like that, he's getting that potion ready.
Yeah, you're getting the, okay, what potions do I have? Can I do this cape check right there?
Yep. Never a bad thing to take a minute or a second.
And I just want to point out that this location right here is actually a very free location. You just have
I've
to
never been
stand-
able to get it from standing behind them.
You just have to get yourself. Get yourself in the corner and you can do like the 6 spins that you need to do. And it does look like with that death right there, Pwaaaaa did throw in the towel. I think that's completely understandable. I think Pwaaaaa did a very great job. Let's get your GGs in chat. For Pwaaaaa, they put on an excellent show. Wasn't able to get through the Ganon fight, but they wanted to make sure that they got as much as they possibly could done anyways.
Yeah, absolutely GG's.
Yeah, like I said, it's not the easiest seed. Couple trolley locations, and they did really well. Like I said, they attacking dark rooms with no fear. Something that I probably wouldn't do, to be quite honest. So
Yep. I can tell you that during my time when I was as a mentee, I probably would have been like, I'm good. Dark rooms, I'll wait. Especially without that sword. And it does look like we may be joined here shortly by our second place finisher, Pwaaaaa. So just, little things going on here and there. Obviously, Furious Prince talked about this too. It's like after the seed, you want to talk a little bit about the seed with your mentor, such like that. What they're doing right now is just going, hey, I thought you did really well, things like that. Because that's what we see too. Is like we're just like everyone's done very, very well. Now it's just kind of like go over a couple things, and then I know my door is always open for whenever a mentee that wants to talk to me after the fact too, like after we've done working together and stuff like that. So
I personally do it just because the emotions, especially on a restream, you don't want to come in here, full of emotions, and give that 5 minutes to go, just calm down and breathe and relax from where you were.
That makes total sense.
Especially win or lose.
yeah, we're just waiting just for Pwaaaaa to join us. Other than that, I think we do see that in chat. Asmar, GG's to you as well. You were able to work with Pwaaaaa through this entire seed. This seed was not kind to anyone, especially with this hookshot cave or hookshot location. These sword locations were great. Seeing dark rooms without swords was very impressive.
Hey,
Hello.
Hello.
GGs.
Welcome to
Thank you.
the wonderful restream. GG's to you.
Yes, GG's.
GG's.
Yeah, GG for sure. Thanks for sticking around.
Of course.
So,
Oh man, it's quite a seed.
we're hearing that in chat. Esmar, your mentor, was saying that you did a couple dark rooms without doing them before.
Yeah, doing the Eastern Dark Room. I haven't the one with the enemies in it. I hadn't practiced that one before, especially without a sword. So that was fun. Even just doing Old Man Cave, which is pretty simple. Once I was in there, I was like, oh, I'm in here without a sword for like the first time. So I got to experience that on the fly, which was very exciting.
Can I just say
Lots
that
of adrenaline.
looking at it from the outside, it didn't look like it was your first time going through that at all. It looked like you practiced it quite a bit, so it was very impressive to see you work through those things.
Thank you.
Overall thoughts on the seed for you?
Oh boy. Gotta come back from it. Yeah, it was definitely there were a lot of new things in this seed for me. And I've polished up my execution a little bit. I'll say that I think this is, for execution-wise, for me, this is actually some of my better work, it was pretty satisfying. Yeah, especially that hook shot was pretty rough. Finding that at the end. Gosh, where to start? Yeah.
Well, I mean, not having a sword that early, I think it was like a 45-minute sword where that all of a sudden happened, and going through the pod and Eastern and everything like that without the sword, and finishing three bosses without the sword.
Yeah, because the sword was in the kind of the back of Thieves Town, right? So
yep.
Last time I did a seed, I did Thieves Town pretty early, and I lost a lot of time to blind from trying to do it before I was ready. So I was like, okay, I'll just do the front and then come back later. And if I recall correctly, the sword was kind of back there. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you for putting off blind with no sword. Hammer blind is not a fight you want to take on too often, at least for me.
Yeah, after the last race, I was like, okay, I'll practice blind a bit, and I got a lot comfier with it with the sword. But then, without a hammer, I haven't tried that before, and I had some struggles with the hammer in this seed. Hitting enemies from below is harder than you'd think.
Most definitely. Have you been working with Esmar the entire time, or have you kind of been going from a couple of different mentors?
Yeah, no, it's been me and Esmar. He's the one that got me to try this whole thing in the first place. Yeah, we're good friends, so we've been working together and practicing together. So it's been fun.
Very, very cool. So is this like your first experience into the Zelda A Link to the Past randomizer, or have you done seeds before this?
Yeah, I've done seeds before this one, before this tournament, mostly doing them for like archipelago randomizers. So just trying to full clear every seed, basically, and trying to find all the items to just do it casually with friends, not trying to speedrun it. But this is the first time, and I've done that for a few years, sparingly. But this is the first time where we're like, okay, I gotta take this seriously and actually start to learn how to really speedrun the game and do things quickly, and also learning about logic and everything, and just like routing and such. That's all new to me. So it's cool to have the mentor tournament in place as a means to actually get me to do seeds and practice and have some stakes in it. So yeah.
It definitely does look like, because I kind of peek in here and there, but it definitely does look like you are putting in work. It looks like all the mentees are putting in work. I'm a little scared for my Monday night races to where I'm going to be like not the person that's doing well. But I can definitely say that we definitely saw a lot of really good things in your side. Obviously, if you watch this back, there may be some stuff that an outsider, like if you're working with Esmar and stuff, I may have pointed out a little bit here and there. But I think that this is one of the best tournaments that this community puts on, and I'm so glad that both of you joined it. I think that you both put on a great show, and it definitely shows that you're putting in the work to get better at what you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm trying bit by bit, getting better every time. I think, you know, what's funny is I think the seed, depending on how the Silverless Ganon fight goes, it might actually be on track to be my PB. Esmar and I are gonna finish it up here afterwards, but it might actually, yeah, be a PB for me, almost. I'll have to learn it pretty well though for that to be the case.
I do want to point out you didn't forfeit because of the restreaming thing, because we were here waiting. We would be here the entire time. We don't want to put any pressure on any one of you, and anyone that's watching. If you're restreamed, we're here for you. Not like we don't want you to have any pressure on you at all. So
yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I honestly, I didn't want you guys to sit around and watch me learn how to Silverless Ganon, because I've never done that before, and I think it's probably going to be a while. It could take another good hour or so or something if we're really trying to get into it.
It's a good way to learn though, so I'm glad that you're at least attempting to do it.
That think about the long term. That 1 hour is going to save you many hours in the future.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah. No, definitely. I knew that going into this week that this was the open tournament, and there was a chance that I'd have to do Silverless Ganon, and I was like, what are the odds of that happening? I think the first one's good. I'll learn it. I'll learn it in my rehearsal after the first race, and then first seed. Hey, Silverless Ganon. Oh shoot.
This does make me want to go learn and play a lot more swordless though, like actual swordless, just to get better at some of the boss fights without it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm curious how the seed went on your end, Prince.
A lot of bad execution, but I think we routed it fairly well.
Yeah, I think a big flaw that Esmar and I had was we were talking about we went up to the mountain too early before we had lamp, and then no, it was before we had something. I don't know, but we went up to the mountain too early, so we couldn't get like a bunch of checks up there, and that really slowed things down a lot.
The word that I can describe on our side for early game was interesting. We grabbed the mid set of Mini Mullerm Cave and was like, interesting. Went over, grabbed the mirror out of Ice Rod and was like, more interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I think not doing Front of Escape was good, but what did I decide to do after that? Yeah, I think we went up to Eastern without the bow, and then, or without the lamp, so I couldn't do that last dark room, and that slowed things down a bit because I couldn't get through that room with the key on those eye dudes without a sword and without a lamp.
Understandable.
And then, yeah, so at the end, skipping forward a bit here, I know we were like, well, after you finished, we were like, well, we just still don't have the hook shot, but there's a good chance it's in swamp, so we'll go for the hookless swamp play. Because that way it'll be like, you know, maybe it'll be a little closer. So we went for it. And then yeah, it turned out it wasn't in there, so I was like, oh, there's more time lost. But it was fun right until that last chest and hook in Swamp Palace. I was still hoping that I'd finish up pretty quickly, but turns out the hook was not there. All right, it was in Turtle Rock. Yeah, Pendant Dunedin. So when you went up the mountain the first time, did you just get everything there? Like, did you go into Turtle Rock and grab the hook shot there? Or did you have to make a second
No,
trip?
hook shot was my go mode. We didn't have Bombos because Bombos being in Hype Cave.
Right. Oh, huh. you
And
say?
even then, I don't think I even had a sword when I was on the mountain at all.
Wow. Did you get your first sword from Thieves Town as well, I guess?
Yes, my first was Thief Sound, then I got the one from Skullwoods, and then Meyer.
Right. I think a big highlight for me was going up mountain kind of early, and I was like, oh, I don't have lamp, and I knew it was either in Akina's cave or under the bridge or dig spot, and then so I knew the lamp was there. But then I saw the flute on the floating island, and as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh yes, maybe this could be a time save. And that was a highlight for me. And then getting it with low health was a fun challenge.
So the way Esmer puts it in chat is you did the same thing I did and did Hookland Swamp.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I did that too. Didn't pay out for either one of us.
Yeah, unfortunately. Just chat. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it, all things considered. Definitely know what I gotta practice and everything. Going out of it, getting ready for next week.
Well, if you ever want to race again, I am always open.
Hey, I appreciate that.
And that's one thing that I will interject here with that too is the people that you meet now. Like I can tell you that that's how I met my mentor stuff was. There were a lot of the people that I still race with. So I hope you both did very, very well. I hope you two continue to keep practicing and work with each other and race against each other because competition breeds that too. But yeah, I think you both did really well. Next week, it looks like it's open again with random swords, and then
Okay.
one of the best modes after that is Kaz Boots. So nice.
That is my least favorite mode, and I'm not looking forward to it.
Oh, we were so good as friends. I mean,
I despise Kaz Boots.
Why?
Just
I've
because
never
of
done
the
it.
standard opening.
Prince, you just made Sawyer's
Oh,
blacklist.
right.
I apologize.
I'm leaving. I'm just out of here. But no, sounds like Pwaaaaa is probably gonna stick with Esmar. If there's any point in time either of you want to sit down and practice some stuff, always just reach out in general. You can always DM me too. Maybe hopefully I might have some free time to help with that too. But it does look like next week it puts Furious Prince now at 1 and 2 and Pwaaaaa at 0 and 3. So you're gonna be paired with people with the same record. Hopefully, and then we'll be able to have some more races.
All right.
Any last thoughts from you two about this scene?
No, I think at least I summed it up, at least on my end, before Pwaaaaa joined us.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and listen to that. I'm curious to hear more of your thoughts on this seed too.
And if you have any questions, just let me know. Scanler, do you happen to have any last words?
I mean, I just want to echo what we've said and what you've said repeatedly. I think the two runners did an amazing job, particularly running around with no swords for as long as they did. I think, and like I said, charging into dark rooms, which again, we didn't realize that you had never done those dark rooms, Pwaaaaa. So you guys got a lot to be proud of, and I just hope that I can learn from that in my races coming up. So GG's to both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And if you haven't taken a look at tomorrow's schedule, we do have 3 races that people are trying to get restreamed. We have one at 11 a.m. that still needs a commentator and a tracker. one at 1:30 p.m. And these are all Eastern time. That still needs 2 commentators, and it looks like the 5 p.m. one does have enough for us for a crew. Get in there, talk a little bit about what you see. We as mentors also like to talk a little bit about what we see, and we definitely want to have anybody that's hasn't done this before come along with us. It's very fun. I'm glad that I did this. If you haven't already, follow our commentators. Follow our runners. Furious Prince and Pwaaaaa. They also were mentored by Iceman and Esmar. If you haven't already, follow our commentator crew of Scanlore and Zaxarai, and our restreamer, Mr. Angry Pants. I am Sawyer. I want to say thank you all for watching. Thanks for listening to us and just kind of BS about the seed. And I hope you all have yourself a great night. Enjoy the races tomorrow.